stone them. You know now. So, we have come to do what our leader taught us how to do. He always tell us to demolish every okoko. So we have come once again to
Objectively.
demolish all the okokos. That's what our leader teaches us. He says, Simon demolished this okoko. Simon demolished the okokos. So all the okokos in the house, we have demolished them, and we are willing to demolish them. Even those ones that are still gathering to come again, let them come. We are here. We are here, they will come, and we will be here, they will go. So evil does not last for a long time. Every evil have expiring dates. That is why when they gather, they come. They fade away because they are fake. Original remains, fake fade away. So we have come again. We thank you. And my brother, please remind me your name. So I don't grow too old. So they see that the name you write there, I know they say I'm very well as an old man. Thank you. God bless you. And above all, you are my brother. As long as you are in this platform, you are the correct person. Thank you, and God bless you.
You're welcome, my dear brother. God bless you. Vam, are you there? Are you ready to talk? No, you be like say
Oh,
you.
I forgot that your name, Mazugo. I
Well,
forgot that you were now
that one
the
where you know na my name.
Onwa of Biafra. Onwa one of Biafra. Thank you so much for having me.
They were my brother. Okay. So we are discussing the freedom of Mazen Nandekano, and I go like to get somebody who go come tell us why he want make Nandekano remain for DSS dungeon. Now waiting that they look forward to, because if nobody will be able, or if nobody would want to, would like to say openly, let Mazen Nandekano perish there. Therefore, nobody, no single body, even dead, should stand against, or say, or speak, or point against this sit at home. 8, 9, 10, 11. Because you having anything against this sit at home is just as simple as you have declared that you are not interested in anything Mazen Nandekano. That you love Mazen Nandekano is now. It's time to prove it. You want him free now. You must join forces as we fight for the freedom of Mazen Nandekano. And the only way you will fight is by standing together, hand in hand, leg, everything we move together, and we will overcome together, and we will get our victory, our freedom together. We must sit at home. Sit at home is the easiest fight you can use. It's the easiest weapon, and it's the easiest battle you can take on, and the easiest weapon you can use to destroy the mighty enemies with their mighty giant many weapons. I'm telling you, this sit at home is as little as nothing, but you can destroy those with their arms with it. So I'm still looking forward to hearing from somebody that will tell us, let us, for who is not in support of this sit at home. We want you to say it. Tell us and give us reasons. Is what I am expecting. I am waiting. I want to hear. If not, let everybody join forces as we say sit at home. And after this sit at home, if it is 1 month sit at home, we are going to sit at home. Because those that are dead today, you see that truck I show you now, how they were packing people with trucks. See how truck they pack people come. See them. If these people had the opportunity to sit at home, they wouldn't have ended up in these boxes, emergency casket and the emergency ambulance. It's only in Nigeria I have seen where caterpillar they carry people, trailer they carry people where die. When you are not fighting war, the situation you are facing is more dangerous than those in the midst of war. In Sudan today that they are fighting, you cannot see this amount of people being buried at a day, in the same day. But look at it. Just look at it. Okay. So, Vam Vam Vam, you are welcome to the program. Carry the microphone, I beg. We know they hear you. We know they hear you, Vam Vam Vam. Okay, it's like he is busy. Mazi Shikwe, do you want to say anything?
There is noise in my environment. Don't worry. Go ahead, please. There's so much noise here.
Okay.
It's cooking beans. Yeah, cooking beans.
Okay, Gaddafi, hold on. Just hold the stage. I'm coming. Just a minute.
All right. What I want to say, though, Mazi Chikwe, you're on mute. Mazi Chikwe, you are on mute. Unmute yourself. We are talking about you are still on mute, Mazi Chikwe. Can you unmute yourself? No, we are not hearing you, Mazi Chikwe. And nevertheless, we are talking about the sit at home. And this sit at home, like I used to say, anybody that said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should remain where he is, should go to his business. Anybody that says he likes suffering should go to his business. If you know that you don't like suffering, you want a change, you be the change. You be the agent of change. By sitting at home, we declare the sit at home from 8. So the sit at home is, the sit at home is from 8, 9, 10, and 11. It's shut down and lock and key. Some of you who don't want change, who don't want good thing to happen in our land, should always go to your business. What we are demanding is for our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be free for now. And that is the reason why we have this sit at home. Like I told the people last program we had, that you are the one that is keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there. Stephen Emeka, I see you. So, something Emeka, I see you. So what I'm trying to say is that it is you that is keeping him there. It's not federal government that is keeping him. It's not your governors that is keeping him there. It's not your senators that is keeping him there. It is you. You, in the sense that if you decide to shut down all our land, you shut it down on a sit at home. You sit at home, protest. You make sure you sit in your house. Our leader used to say, no cockroach must fly, come on the street. In fact, this sit at home, I am telling you that any goat you see in the streets, kill it and eat it. Any chicken you see, kill that chicken and eat. This sit at home. Nobody should go. Those Nzama people, I had a voice note where the Nzama group of companies and these fallen demons, they are hitmen at threatening people who they want to kill and who they want to live alive. That is a threat. They are threatening people, and not just a threat, they are carrying it out. So know that when you come out, they will kill you, so that they will put it on our name. So I am not begging you not to come out, but I am ordering you not to come out. Because if you come out, whatever you see, you take. Then when you go that side, you go tell Baba God, if you're able to meet him, that you were very stupid and your disobedience bring you to this side. That is, if you can see him. Now, if the devil you meet, you tell and say you were behaving like him, you are here. So what we are ordering you, we are not begging you to sit at home. We are ordering you to sit at home. Let us see those Nzama group of company who used to come and counter or give counter order See, there is what they have, we don't have. There is the mind. We even have the mind more than them. So enough of all those periods we are talking about peace and peace and peace and peace. We have had enough of this peace. Because the best thing we are telling you is we are ordering the sit at home. The Biafran government in exile has ordered sit at home from 8, 9, 10, and 11. So if you like, sit at home. If you don't like, come outside and meet your whatever you meet. Enough of those days. After all, the Bible, you claim say you go to church. The kingdom suffer violence, and violence people take it by force. So we are not begging you to sit at. We are begging you, please sit at home. If you like, sit. If you like, come out and jam your tie. You know, those days we give order sit at home. Those evil men that call themselves DOS. This is Muhammad Abbas, China Samuru. We come and give you order, counter order. That thing is no longer this time. If you come out, whatever you say, you take. We are telling you that you must sit at home. Enough of all those periods that we used to beg you. Please sit. If you like, come out and see. And we are listening and we are hearing their threats. They are doing their voice notes, threatening the people they are threatening. We have taken notes. Very soon we'll keep playing it for Biafran people to hear. The people that are causing unrest in Southeast and also in Biafra land in general. It is the people that are sponsored by China Sanworu and these fallen demons. They are the one killing and causing mayhem in our land. They are the one. From the time our leader said nobody should come out for protest because coming out in the street is a suicide mission. And you can see the one they ordered them to come out for protest in Aba. You see the way it ended. You see the way it ended. But China Sanworu collect all the brothers that remain in Nigeria and put them in barrack. They are living in military barrack. But they will come other people to come outside. To come outside. To die the way those who ordered to come outside in Aba, as they take die, now it will take happen to you. If you listen to them, those in Zama, POS group, and those fallen demons. See, we are not begging people not to fall out. So if you like, fall out today, we move on. That is why, let me explain a little thing for you. Sorry for taking your time. When our leader said, we must continue, meaning that a group of people will turn against themselves. A group of people will come, even the people that you are eating the same plate with, will carry meat in their hand, carry dagger in their back. In the other hand. But our leader said we must continue. If we like, turn to demon today, we must continue. If we like, turn back. Our leader said, we always say we must continue, we move. Have you sat down really think about why he said we move? You know, people like this Dead Stone and this Ghana boy, them, and the one that call herself evangelist. Evangelist that's full of lies. The one that call themselves evangelists with all manner of names. Our leader know that people like this will come out. People like this will come up one day. So even when they have come up, our leader said, we move. You understand? In a battlefield, you don't turn back because your brother fell. No. When your brother fall, you pick up his gun and join your own and move. Because we move. And there's another language our leader used to speak. He said we must continue. So for the fact you fail, for the fact you become a fallen demon, does not stop us. Even me that's talking today, if I decided to fall out, it doesn't stop you. You move. All of us that is in this studio, even if we decided to turn against Simon, men still we move. So for the fact people fell out and they went there to be putting up propagandas and lies against Simon, lies against Madam Azuka, lies up and down, showing how evil, how demonic they are. like our leader said, the demonic spirit that is in them. Still, we move. We must continue. I want you to begin to meditate about this thing. We move. We must continue. That is why no matter the gang up, no matter everything, we move. What about the Nelly of Ebudem has come and gone? We move. DOS has come and gone. We move. This recent fallen demons has come and gone. We are still moving. Even me, Gaddafi, even if I fall, you keep on moving. Because we have vision, we have aim, we have purpose. We have what we are looking for. Thank you, my Biafran people. I yield my mic. Thank you.
Master Gaddafi, let me add to what you said. Because when MNK was kidnapped, all the people that stood with him and started with him in 2012, the same acronym that you said we move happened to them. They fell off and then we still moved. Then as we were moving, we were more than this before. Some people said they cannot continue again and then we still moved. Now, the numbers of people that were giving one Nigeria woto and giving DOS woto and giving all the criminal and Samas woto on this media that we are seated here now, it is still we move. When you check out, you will begin the count, say, how many people they cause DOS and one Nigeria problem so much like this? Now still we move. I still make the thing. See, we still move. Because when you check inside the studio now, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't get time where our studio don't ever full. This studio gets 10 seats for people to sit on. So if it full, some people will come out, others will come in. The media team that has been destroying one Nigeria and then Sama have not been up to 10 inside the studio since MNK was kidnapped. But yet, we move.
Do you know that somebody is writing on the comment section, like remembering me the names, like Faith Ogala them, Bob Whiskey, Bob Whiskey them, and Sema. You know, that Edo Ninja. What's be her name?
Ejiro.
Both Ejiro, the Ejiro is from
And the one where they drop speed like snail.
Both Ejiro demo, both that woman now, the one where they control Nelly of Ebu, we push Nelly into nonsense.
Which one be that? I mean, that the one where go carry cow shield.
No be
you like mad person for Italia.
No, Owa.
Owa Soka.
Owa Sophia, I said they don't marry him now.
Do you know that? All these people has come and gone.
We want to go to marriage.
Naraf will be the pastor.
Who married was
Na pastor Raf. I'm officiating. You don't forget the day when you went to Wasofia with the high seat.
I said.
Okay, the high seat now.
I know you be the officiating minister.
Well, you hide the high this guy picture.
Not for beat. I'm not marrying them more.
Do you know that all these people has come and gone? He says, soldier go, soldier come, soldier go, barrack remain. So we are still here. That is that, and I begin to meditate on we move.
We move.
And we must continue.
Yes, sir.
So our leader has seen all these things that is about to happen or that have been happening. He now put it in a capsule.
We move.
He now put it in a book. He said we move. We must continue.
This is not true. Nine minutes. The reality where people don't even look at. 9 minutes the way Gaddafi carry come out now for us.
Hey, Chineke mere ya ebere. Ọ dị egwu.
Our leader, you know, he's a prophet. He has known that even people like Dead Stone to them will come and go. People like this Ghana boy will come and
Damn
go.
so
The one with the text snuff, the one with the text snuff for US will come and go. All of them will come and go. But our leader say we move
Hey.
to still fall on the roadside. Still, we move.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you commit a crime, they give you suspension. Instead, you go keep your mouth shut and serve your suspension finisher. Come back. Maybe they will forgive you. Instead, they go have patience. You know what they resort to do? They will go on a social media where they cheap for them, begin to make noise. At the end of the day, we still move. And you know the best part of it? No matter how they try to drag us back, we even make more progress than when they were with us. They left us.
You know here when Prime Minister, Gaddafi, here when Prime Minister talk say, if you know they give our wahala, you know they think well. Now when you give our wahala, you go they think well.
It's true. These people were with us, dragging us back, and now they have left. We government in exile emerged. That time we don't have prime minister. They have left us. Today, prime minister has emerged. Before, Nigerian media does not talk about us. They have left. Today, they are talking about us. So you can see that these people were already a hindrance.
Russia media did not talk about us. Russia media had to talk about us. Finland media did not talk about us. Today they had to talk about us.
Exactly.
Arise News in UK did not talk about us. They had to come and grant direct interview.
From UK to Finland, though.
From UK to Finland.
Now, can you see that we are moving?
IGP of police of one Nigeria had to address international media and then sit down and discuss Biafra and say, these Biafra people, they are giving us headache. And this soul head, when they call Simon Ekpa, they can't deadly apart Mazen Namdekan where we even kidnap. I won't make una find a way to capture her from that side so that it was also. This is IGP, where they like woman, where they like Amoeba, where they carry yank like this. That was IGP of one Nigeria. They gave this live interview with international community. They beg. Laya Muhammad never finished. Laya Muhammad can't go in own. No be saying that for Nigeria. IGP, you own for Nigeria, now you don't do it. Laya Muhammad can't carry himself, come out from Nigeria, can't go abroad. Go sit down, do his own. When I know what he talk, this one, he did not even hit on Mazi Simon, our opinion. He was helping us to make the world know the importance of ESN. He was telling the whole world that we do fundraising for ESN and then we use it to terrorize Nigeria. So invariably, the international community now comes to understand that the reason why we do ESN fundraising is to fund our security outfit and then protect our women and children from being massacred by the one Nigerian government. Which kind of publication do you need to go far again? If the Minister of Information, the Laya Muhammad of the misinformation and disinformation of one Nigeria, had to buy tickets with our money, our tax money, or come up for Nigeria, can't go help us go do publicity for us, for America and UK.
So, my minister,
have
you discovered that there is a simple key that we refuse to look into? We move. We must continue.
We move.
Colonel Simon Uwakwe, Commander, 56th Brigade, nke dị n'Alochukwu. Simon oke mmili na-ebu okwe. Simon ọkụ na-agba ọzara. Simon bụ atakata agba isi ya. Hey! Lieutenant Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander 56th Brigade, nke dị n'Alochukwu. Simon oke mmili na-ebu okwe. Simon ọkụ na-agba ọzara. Simon bụ atakata agba isi ya. Hey! Lieutenant Colonel Simon Wakwe. Lieutenant Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander 56th Brigade, nke dị n'Alochukwu.
All right, make we move. We continue because this song, when I play am like this, I see someone that dance like this. I want to do like this too. So we continue.
We move. Oh, Mazi Chikwe never speak. Oh,
No, Mazi Chikwe don't speak. Na Grace never speak. Mazi Chikwe self in network they disturb am well.
What about Van?
Vam no, you know they here now. Make it
some of them the other room.
they cook beans.
In the cook beans.
They cook beans. Beans you will know that Vam put stone inside it go down quick.
No, not nail. 6 inches
You know,
nail.
make it put I can't go make them soft very fast.
If you want it to soft, put 6 inches nail.
I beg you, Grace on your top pilot. Can you hear me? Grace on your top pilot, are you there?
We move.
We move.
We move.
Mazi don't come out again. The network no good. It's just the thing they disturb am.
I beg, we not get people who go come counter us on this sit at home. We not get people
Wetin I dey
counter
look
us.
for? I need somebody wey go tell us say this sit at home no good. I don't know why nobody wan come.
Well,
Nkita rachava.
Mazi,
they fear truth now. You know, say our people say something where the bank where they put for risk. You know they take touch see am. Say they crow eye. So the truth is on the air. There's no way they can. Counter truth and say it the other way around. The truth is there. Everybody is touching. Like my own relatives, yeah, they don't support Biafra, but they like the truth about the prophecy of our leader Yenduma and Nandekal. They carry it all along, just like the family of Dave Umahi believe in Biafra, believe in Maz Nandekalo, but they don't believe in their household master.
na the same day for Mahi wey tell you say Ebonyi State is not are not Biafra, but his family are Biafra.
Can you imagine? So my family, you know, they believe in the doctrine of Maz Nandekalo, but they don't want Biafra. Understand? That's the problem.
247.
Yes.
There is something we used to say in our village, meaning that I don't eat rat, but that they use teeth divide them for children.
For children.
Yes. And our people they talk say Odugba dey ago kamonoka dey nobi. You know, so that is how it is.
247 degrees. What about the Grace Onye Biafra?
Grace on your top pilot cannot say. Okay, Mazi Chikwe, if you can say anything, if you're okay, Grace, let's hear you now because Mazi Chikwe.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Let's hear you.
Yes. So after Grace on autopilot, you fire. So Madam Grace, fire on.
Yeah, ekele dịrị unu.
Ndewo.
Ndewo. Ọkụ na-ere ndị iro niile. Amaghị ebe ha ga-eti gị isi. Thank God. Unu na-agbalị. Biko try ya ka a na-ezi ozi sit at home a ọ dị mkpa. Ọtụtụ mmadụ amabeghị maka sit at home. Pastor Vam ajara too. Biko daalụ. Mụ amaghị ihe m ga-ekwu. Daalụ. Grace and they dollar just
That's your Biafra.
And
Ekene m unu ndị ọma.
Vam the Vatican.
My brother, there's something I want to say that our people, I don't know, is it that they don't understand this? Huh?
Begin to tear. Tear them, vam, let us hear you.
Yeah, is it that they don't understand, or that the devil have taken over them to lose their mind? If not for Master Simon Ekpa and the autopiloted IPO, I am telling you, the zoo, they would have done the undoable to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by now.
Yes.
And let me tell you people, if that what you are seeing in the courts today and all this calling, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that it will have or take any effect on the government if we fold our hands and wait, believing that, you know, something is happening. Wanyang is calling for Nnamdi Kanu to be free. This one is calling for Nnamdi Kanu to be free. Look, thank God for them. We are happy for what they are doing. But as far as we are concerned, nothing will ever make us to slow down or to bend one bit because of an attempt from somebody or a report from lawyer. Do you understand what I'm saying? The only thing we can do is to support the lawyer, which is Aloy Ejimako and Michael Zokeme, to support them with necessary actions we are taking. Let me tell you, because they will never and they have no intention of doing the right thing if we do not intensify what we are doing. Let me tell you what we are doing right now. We are behaving like some of you Christians that believe that you are on the return of Christ, right? You wait for the return of Christ. And they will tell you, wait for Christ's return as if he's coming. Prepare for Christ's return as if he's coming tomorrow. But live your life as if he's coming in 100 years. So you are not going to sell your house, sell your properties, you know, stop your children from going to school because Christ is coming. You are going to continue to do your business, continue to do everything, right? That's what we are going to do. We are going to continue the civil disobedience. In fact, we are going to quadruply it. We are going to double it, double upon double, whether they like it or not, because any moment you down, they will capitalize on it. Let me tell you what they are doing. Are you surprised that an Igbo man, I don't know who is it, that was calling for them to criminalize protests in Nigeria? An Igbo person. They are preparing ahead because of what they are planning to do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they want to criminalize protests, and then they are buying people over. They may have gone to Iwanyang and tell Iwanyang, hey, continue to say free Nnamdi Kanu, so that they will feel that you are supporting them and slow down. Iwanyang, thank you. Continue to call. Whether it's Soludo, continue to call. As far as we are concerned, farm is still in our spirit. Water is still the code. Nobody will stop us from slowing down to intensify the civil disobedience, because we know the characteristics of this animal kingdom. We know what they are capable of. We know what they can do. And therefore, they thought that kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will make us to slow down, will stop us from doing what we are doing. Now, they see the tempo is even higher. That is why you see them. They cannot stop attacking Simon Ekpa. If you think that the attack on Simon Ekpa will stop, you are dreaming. It will not stop. There are more people they are going to buy in our midst to intensify the attack on Simon Ekpa. The more they intensify the attack, the more they intensify the blackmail, the more we become ferocious and determined to get Biafra and to do the needful. Let me tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be interested in anything that will slow us down. Do you understand? At all. If they offer Mazi Nnamdi Kanu freedom now, and say, okay, this is your freedom. For this Biafra agitation to slow down, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will reject it before they even bring the offer. Because he already said it, that Biafra is our target. That the reason why he's there is for Biafra to come. And then somebody will tell you, slow down, sit at home is too much, this and that. Otoros have the back. What we get? What have you? Look, when these people accomplish what they want to do, you won't be talking about food anymore. Hunger, you won't talk about food anymore because your mouth will block, your appetite will go. By the time you begin to see gory images, blood letting everywhere, these people are determined to end your existence. And that is why you must be determined to defend yourself. The best form of attack, the best form of defense is attack. So when they are planning to hit us, we are already hitting them before they arise. So water must continue to be the code. Thank you very much, my comrades.
Thank you. You are welcome for that wonderful submission. One other thing I want to talk about, the pressure people are giving the elder statesman, Dr. Emmanuel Iwayam, is something that seems to be so worrisome. Why is it that a man like that, of his capacity, can come and say something in a country that everybody call themselves a national, and some people are agitating about his comment of calling the release of Olusegun Mazi. You see, the problem is that when an Igbo man call for or try to be Republican to contribute in a nation affair in that zoo, you will see people from nowhere agitating and attacking him unnecessarily. But let another tribe say it, you won't hear it anywhere. It will be as usual. We are just seeing the whole play that the running mate of P2B just make a comment. He went scot-free for it. But can any Igbo man, especially P2B, say that and get away with it? Emmanuel Iwayam has even spoken the real thing that another statement has to say. But the problem they are having with Emmanuel Iwayam is because it's not a junior political elite. It's one of the top-ranking political elite in the zone. So when somebody like that says something, his voice carries a weight because it's an old timer. When it comes to politics, it's an old timer. That's why everybody is afraid. What this man is coming to say now is it what they have worked on, seal it and round it up. Is it what is coming to
my brother, I'm sorry to interject. Sorry, don't vex. You say Iwayam will not carry cover weight. Which weight he can? As far as this is concerned, as you are a Biafran, nothing you do, you say carry weight. No,
it's an old timer. That's what I mean. It's an old timer.
He don't carry any weight. Who give a weight? But then you weight. He don't carry weight, I beg.
At least, well, it is his weight that influenced him to acquire that position. From what I understand, because it's not anyhow person that can come and say he want to be a president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. They listen to him. That Janjaweed slave called Isi Guzoro. You know that he protested against Iwayam when he was trying to march as a president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. That Isi Guzoro went to channel television, went to Arrest TV, and said all kind of rubbish against Iwayam. But thank God, the elder statesman didn't even say anything because that he's a small boy. I know when Iwayam and Nathan Zedebe is ready, as at 1982, then we are still a small boy. We're in primary school then. So Iwayam, we saw somebody that can come up in his zoo and talk something, and people just looked away. So his voice carry some kind of I don't know. Like you said, he doesn't carry weight.
Well, my brother, listen. I'm not interested. Like I said before, when Iwayam was making the speech, he's delivering his opening speech as the new chairman or new president of Ohanaeze. I said it that I am not interested in hearing people say we will release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is important. We have heard so many things like that before. We are not me particularly, I am not interested. You remember that Soludo came and say in kinetic approach we need discussing how did he speak that, and we need to discuss peace, or I've forgotten how he said it, but whatever he's saying that there is that for we to achieve peace in eastern region we need the Nnamdi Kanu. So on this case I am demanding for the free release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Instead they release him to me. The following day, he went and do a big placard and postcard and they put, we see Nnamdi Kanu. And the one thing we did not ask ourselves, how many places did we see those banners? Is it only one place or was it so many? Because as I can see, I only saw one. Because if there were many, we would have seen all of them in different locations. But we saw only that one in that particular location. And many people have come to say, even what is he saying? Hope Uzodinma is telling you, release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Even the waiting be named, this one where they drink Gogoro Master for rivers. He said release Mazen. We are not interested. We are only interested in what we see you do. We all those verbal apology. Now listen. Now, Ohaneze has written to what do you call them? UK to tamper justice with Mercy for their son wey be who Ike Kweremadu. ECOWAS has done so. Nigeria Elders Forum has done so. Igbo, there's other many Igbo groups that have done so. How many people has come out to ask, why is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu still in detention if court has freed him? Nobody. To me, I'm not interested in what anybody is doing. No, I'm not interested in what anybody is doing. And that Malam here, he said, tell us MKN to achieve. He said you are wilderness. If you are wilderness, go to wilderness. Here is not light. We are children of light. So if you make any silly comment again, I will send you to wilderness. And if I send you to wilderness, you remain there permanently in wilderness. Okay? I tell you, I know the joke. So I beg, who get microphone, make it.
Not be these people where they use the Facebook free mood. Facebook free mood, they comment carelessly.
Now useless people. All these apprentice fallen apprentice demons, they are answering pastors, they are answering prophet, they are answering apostle, they are answering evangelist. I talk am yesterday, na me be pope. If you want take anything, make sure say you dey take post wey pass their own. Oh, me, I am pope. Na me pass all of them. They can't do nothing.
You know one of them.
Nonsense.
One of them say na him be dragon. One of them say na him be dragon.
Na toy dragon. Food and the dragon.
The Ghana boy. The Ghana boy call himself
the Ghana boy. Sokoto Hausa boy. Hausa boy. You be Ghana. You know they speak Igbo. You know they speak Ghana. In only English you they speak Hausa. How manage? Half Ghana, half Igbo. You know they speak anyone. And they born you in Igbo land. You grow up in Igbo land. Who now they tell that story now? Who have anything against the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Now you are the look for. Come out.
You see, the idiot, you know, I decided to send him to my block industry today. The stupid fool come out and say, that Simon Ekpa is becoming popular. They are making him popular with the new Nigerian news. The bloggers, they are reporting on more than they were reporting Nnamdi Kanu. That Nnamdi Kanu said, anytime your enemy start to praise you, just know that.
Who is vomiting that one? Who was vomiting that one?
Nah, not be the Sokoto boy. That's Sokoto boy.
Okay, the Ghana boy.
I sent him to yes. I sent him to block industry today. Now the question, you see, the blogs and the news, the Zoom media are panicking, and with what our PM is doing, they are reporting. If you are not doing anything for Biafra restoration, who go hear your voice? Are we underground? We are not underground now. You understand what I mean? So he said that Simon Ekpa is becoming popular. They are making him popular. So now making the peace for pants. They are making him popular. Biafra is becoming popular. Biafra is on popular demand. You say?
When he was member of adversity committee member, he did not say Master Simon was popular. When they sacked devil from heaven, he began to fight even the pregnant woman.
Do you know the funny thing? You go to the post he posted. There are 30 comments there. Out of the 30, his own personal comment out of the 30 is 24. That is you post something, then you only they make comments under your own post. I say, short. I don't need to be seeing this idiot on my space again. I just sent him to the block industry.
To block industry.
Nonsense.
Wait, are you guys not actually making these nonsensical people popular?
That is why I don't mention his name. You know, senior minister. That is why we must not mention that, because some people, they don't know. I don't like to mention his name. He's a useless fellow. You know, anybody that mentions their name, you are making them to be popular. I can never mention his name because
I myself am taking precaution. I'm taking precaution not to mention anybody's name here because they don't. I mean, no,
don't mention their name. Oh. Anybody that is asking you who is that, call their name. Tell the person that you should go and open platform and call their name. We don't mention their name because they are worthless, non-entity.
You know, say one of them was telling us they were chasing after him after the answers. Who know his name? Who know his name inside answers? But he's hiding. But he went to Nigeria to cash 700,000 from Nelly of Ebu. He went also cash another 200,000. But they are chasing him. Mad people everywhere.
Somebody even they tell me now, say, Victor Martin, say, Vam, comment on each of his posts. Tweet is 4 or 3. Oh. And you make a post, 4 or 3 comments, and only you comment. Now, today when you do that one, like, okay, how you can make posts like this? Then you make more than half of the comment. Then the remaining comment when they there. Now people when they tell you say either your head no correct, or they tell you say make you go sleep, wake up again, or they tell you say you know you be Fulani, you be herdsman. Every comment, nobody is actually on your side. Nobody. They use it and compare. Come to the post of Man Simon Ekpa. Come to our tweets on Twitter. You look at it, you know, are you also going to say that we are paying people that are making comments under our tweets? Or people that are sharing our tweets? Look at Biafra government in exile website and our Twitter handle. In less than 1 month, I'm sure by now we are up to 4,000. The last time I checked, it was almost 3,700. In less than 1 month. In less than 1 month. Look at the idiotic people that they went to associate themselves with that are sharing Obidati. Since last year, there are only 58 people. So, which audience? That's why mentioning their name is giving them a boost. You understand? So, to God be the glory. Our Prime Minister understands the importance of forging ahead, of making sure we intensify more than what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing. We have to intensify. While we are calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to do more than what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have been doing when he was here. So we cannot wait. Any idiot that will come and tell you We have to wait. It's only Mazin Nnamdi Kanu that will restore Biafra. Just know that that person is a moron. That person does not even want Biafra. Go and check them. Anybody that will say, it's only Mazin Nnamdi Kanu that will bring Biafra. Let us wait for him. Go to their post. You see that they are obedient. They are sharing the zoo program. What they're doing, because you cannot, in your two eyes, you understand, see what we are doing to restore Biafra, and you'll be saying only Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Then what did Mazin Nnamdi Kanu do for the 12 years he has been speaking to you? He wasted his time. Is that what you're telling me? So he did not train you to know how to continue to do something. In the case anything happens to him, or if he's not there on the scene, after everything, you want to come and say, we'll wait for him. He's the one that will restore Biafra.
Okay.
Olodo.
Thank you, my honorable ministers. When una dey fire, make una dey fire them with mercy. Bam, I beg, they fire them with mercy. Our dragon posted this video yesterday, and we don't even see him. So I think it's the history of the coup of 1966. Let's play it and get some point out of it, if time permits us.
When the first military coup in West Africa was carried out in Togo on January 13, 1963, it marked the beginning of unnecessary military interventions in the region. Exactly 3 years later, on January 15, 1966, Nigeria would experience its own first military coup just 5 years and 3 months after independence and less than 3 years after becoming a republic. However, analyzing Nigeria's first coup is very challenging, that one has to go back to the political situation in the First Republic to understand the reasons for the coup. In this insight story of Nigeria's first military coup, we shall take a look at how the coup happened. Who led the coup? Was it an evil coup? And of course, the aftermath of Nigeria's first military coup of January 15th, 1966. A few years after the British had taken over the territory that later came to be referred to as Nigeria, Lord Frederick Lugard, the then governor of the Northern Nigeria Protectorate, signed a document consolidating the two protectorates, that is, the southern and northern provinces, thereby creating the colony and protectorate of Nigeria on January 1st, 1914. The British had only one thing in mind while carrying out the amalgamation: for economic reasons and administrative convenience, thus making the union a sham, so to speak. With the foundation laid, Nigeria continued to grow and develop with agitations by Nigerian nationalists for an independent state. In response to the growth of Nigerian nationalism and demands for independence, successive constitutions legislated by the British government moved Nigeria towards self-government on a representative and increasingly federal basis. In 1954, the colony became the Autonomous Federation of Nigeria. By the middle of the 20th century, the great wave of independence was sweeping across Africa. Thus, 46 years after the amalgamation, Nigeria became an independent state on October 1st, 1960. When Nigeria gained its independence in 1960, the whole country was agog with celebration.
There is one Nikombo that we have to address here from the comment section.
That black experience, Abi.
Yeah. Who
I
says
don't
are Ukrainian fighting for Ukraine?
I don't delete them, come out. No need
No, they are fighting right in their home.
Useless people.
We move.
Little did it know that 6 years down the line, a bloody coup would take place, followed by a counter-coup and even a civil war that would claim the lives of thousands of people. The British Empire had earlier claimed rulership over Nigeria, forming the Southern and Northern Nigeria Protectorates. This was cemented by the amalgamation of the two protectorates in 1914 by Lord Frederick Lugard. The British Empire would go on to rule Nigeria for almost 60 years before the motion for independence would be initiated. In 1958, the British had agreed to yield to the demands of independence. After being under British rule since 1862, Nigeria gained its independence almost 100 years later in 1960. Those who played a key role in achieving this great feat included Benjamin Nnamdi Azikiwe, Amadu Bello, Obafemi Awolowo, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, amongst others. In 1963, Nigeria became a federal republic with Nnamdi Azikiwe becoming its first president. As of 1963, Nigeria was a diverse country with so many ethnic groups. It was not a surprise that at some point, certain groups began to feel marginalized and cried out for proper representation in the corridors of power. With its high population mass and larger geographical allocation compared to other regions in Nigeria, the North seemed to have dominated the government from the very beginning, having won 134 out of 312 seats in the first parliament under the Northern People's Congress (NPC). The Igbo-dominated National Council of Nigerian Citizens (NCNC) party had followed behind, garnering 89 seats in the parliament, while the Action Group AG, which represented mostly the Yoruba people, got only 73 seats. Within the period, agitations began to arise about the unequal distribution of power across the federation, backed up by allegations of corruption, anarchy, and rigged elections. The 1964 elections came up just after the leader of the Western region, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, was tried and imprisoned for treasonable felony, conspiracy, and possession of firearms. To the disappointment of many Westerners, Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola won the October 1965 Western regional elections amidst political violence and rigging. Chief Akintola was considered to be a puppet and a willing tool in the hands of the Northerners. This ushered in the beginning of violence and misgivings in the political system as the results were said to have been vigorously rigged. Chief Akintola was from the Nigerian National Democratic Party, NNDP, which many considered to be in close relations with the MPC, and this insinuated that the Northerners were now in charge of the Western region. Refusing to accept this electoral verdict, many of the political thugs in the Western region resorted to violence in varying degrees, including arson, protest, and murder. The situation came to be known as Operation Weti. The political situation in the West has been described to be one of the triggers for Nigeria's first military coup, which was led by Majors Emmanuel Arinze Ifeajuna in the south and Patrick Chukwuma Kaduna Nziogu in the north. By August 1965, the plan for the coup was formed, and the recruitment of officers who shared the plotters' ideology commenced. Now, let us take a look at the main players of the January coup. Although there had been rumors of a coup in the wake of the mayhem ongoing in the Western region, nothing significant happened until the cold morning of January 15, 1966. Those who actively carried out Nigeria's first military coup include Emmanuel Ifeajuna, Kaduna Nziogu, Adewale Ademoyega, Timothy Onwatuegu, Chris Anuforo, Don Okafor, Humphrey Chukwuka, Emmanuel Nwobosi, Ganiyu Adeleke, John Atom Pera, Fola Oyewole, and Ben Bullier. One persistent myth is that Nigeria's first military coup was led by 5 Igbo majors. The "we were 5 in number" comment by Kaduna Nziogu, made in an interview in May.
Sorry, before we continue, some people may ask the question, why is it only the southern major generals that were part and parcel of the coup, and there is no northerner? It is because every
So the
northerner is
Northern
comfortable.
a day, Northern a day.
Ah,
If
okay.
you listen to the one, this is the way you get your analysis.
Yeah, you have to listen to Sekome.
Ezekome give the whole, he just open and but the thing is that his own was very long. He Awusa Kaduna Day, as he call, he go tell you where the person come from.
Okay. So, for those of you that may be asking many questions,
People say Igbo coup.
no be Igbo coup. So, the point be say, the reason why you hear they call it Igbo coup and they say now only Igbo man, Biafran man, I stand for front because now the people we want your betterment. Now the people the way we say they can sacrifice to make sure you are free. Now that same sacrifice, now imagine they cannot they do today, so that all of you in one Nigeria will be free. So Fulani man who will be comfortable with Sharia and comfortable with everything as they massacre you or they destroy you, no get time. Because he own now to get waiting he go gain. And waka pass as far as Britain they in charge.
1967 after the coup is the source of this myth. The 5 majors myth was later perpetuated by Captain Ben Bullier's book on the coup, Nigeria's 5 Majors, which he admittedly based on a BBC play of the same name. Nziogu's infamous "we were 5 in number" remark made no mention of the rank of the 5. He was simply referring to the coup's 5 designated strategic regional commanders. In fact, 9 majors were originally scheduled to take part in the coup. Majors Nziogu, Ifeajuna, Ademoyega, Okafor, Anufolo, Chukwuka, Obienu, Onwatuegu, and Chude Soki. Shortly before the coup in January, Chude Soki was posted abroad. Obienu failed to show up on the day of the coup, leaving 7 majors as participants. When it came to the coup's execution, the majors designated 5 officers as regional commanders. There were Nziogu and Onwatuegu in the north, and 3 more in the south, which made up Nziogu's "we were 5" comment. In the south, the head of the Lagos operations was Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna. That makes 3 majors so far. The squad that assassinated Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola in Ibadan was led by Captain Emmanuel Nwobosi. That brings us to 4, 3 majors and 1 captain. There was no coup in the Midwest because no military formation was stationed there. Lieutenant Jerome Oguchi, however, was dispatched to the east to arrest the premier of the eastern region, Michael Okpara. The identity of the 5th member is the most difficult to determine. Majors Don Okafor and Adewale Ademoyega were given a lot of responsibility for the Lagos branch of the coup, and one of these 2 men was most likely the 5th commander. Or it could have been Oguchi himself. There appears to have been some debate among the majors about whether or not to kill the target personalities. There was disagreement as some wanted all targets to be shot without exception, while others insisted on no blood being shed. However, they could not agree on whether some people should be killed or not. This issue was therefore left to the judgment of the officers. As a result, this decision proved unwise. It appears extraordinary that for such a sensitive operation, such as whether or not to take or save lives, such a major decision was left to the discretion of individual soldiers. Without strict predetermined parameters, such an operation would inevitably result in random executions, giving rise to the appearance of tribal killings. Some characters in the plot maintained a consistent approach. Majors Anuforo and Nziogu appeared to be among those who made predetermined decisions to kill their targets, while Lieutenant Oguchi appears to be among those who did not wish to harm their targets. Major Onwatuegu and Captain Nwobosi were inconsistent in their approach. That is the next part of our discussion. In the early hours of January 15, 1966, in Kaduna, Major Kaduna Nziogu, just like every other night, led his soldiers on the exercise Damisa, a few meters to the lodge of the Premier of the Northern Region, Sir Ahmadu Bello. The true aim of the exercise was to indeed carry out what would become Nigeria's first military coup. When they got close to the Premier's lodge, Nziogu then made the true purpose of the exercise clear to the soldiers. They were to eliminate the Premier. They then broke into the lodge by firing at it, but Bello could not be found. Enraged, Major Nziogu searched for the Premier frantically until he eventually found him among his wives and cries of little children. Without thinking twice, he shot him dead. Other casualties in this exercise were one of Bello's wives and a loyal bodyguard who both tried to shield the Premier from gunfire. In Lagos, Majors Emmanuel Ifeajuna, Humphrey Chukwuka, Don Okafor, and Ademoyega ran the show. Ifeajuna led the group of soldiers to Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa's house, where he was arrested. Although it was not in their original plan to kill the Prime Minister, Balewa was shot and killed when it became apparent that the coup had failed. Ifeajuna also carried out the killing of Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Lagima, who was the commander of the 4th Battalion in Ibadan. Lagima had been a guest at a hotel in Ikoyi when he was lured out of his hotel room to the lobby, where he was gunned down by the major. Lieutenant Colonel David Ejo, the commanding officer of a battalion in Enugu, had also been a guest at the party and a target for the coup plotters that night as well. But he narrowly escaped death by a last-minute change of hotel room from the one initially booked for him. On the night of the coup, a party was being held in honor of Brigadier Mai Malari. Some other senior officers in the army were in attendance. Lieutenant Colonel James Yakubu Pam was abducted in the presence of his wife and children and killed shortly after by Major Chris Anuforo. Major Anuforo was also responsible for the deaths of Lieutenant Colonel Arthur Chinyelu Unegbe, Colonel Kerr Mohammed, and Minister of Finance Chief Festus Okotie Ebo. The Premier of the Western Region, Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola, had heard rumors of the coup before the day and tried to warn Sir Ahmadu Bello, but to no avail. He was home in Ibadan when the wife of his deputy, Chief Fani Kayode, who had already been arrested, called Akintola to warn him of the impending danger. Not long after, a group of soldiers led by Captain Emmanuel Nwobosi arrived at the Premier's lodge. Immediately, Chief Akintola opened fire and defended himself. He was eventually killed by Captain Nwobosi and his men. By the time the coup plotters stopped firing, only one of the army's high command was alive and well, Major General Johnson Umunnakwe Thomas Aguiyi-Ironsi. Ifeajuna's failure to eliminate General Aguiyi-Ironsi was a fatal blow to the coup. Ironsi and other senior officers had been at the party organized by Brigadier Mai Malari to show off his new teenage bride. After the party, by a fortuitous turn of events, Ironsi went on to attend another party while other officers returned to their homes and lodges. When Major Don Okafor and his team of mutineers reached Ironsi's home, he was nowhere to be found. Hours later, the GOC came home only to be informed of the ongoing plot to overthrow the government. He had been contacted by Elizabeth Pam and from the residence of the Prime Minister. Ironsi subdued the coup and became the only senior officer on the death list who survived the onslaught. When Nziogu discovered that the South had not been completely taken over by Ifeajuna, he made a radio broadcast declaring a state of martial law over the northern region of the country. By the end of the coup, about 22 lives had been brutally claimed. The civilians who had been killed included Prime Minister Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Premiers Amadou Bello and Samuel Ladoke Akintola, Finance Minister Festus Okotie Ebo, Ahmed Ben Musa. This was Amadou Bello's Senior Assistant Secretary for Security. Hafsatu Bello, Latifat Ademulegun, the pregnant wife of Brigadier Samuel Ademulegun, who was shot in bed with her husband, Zarumi, Amadou Bello's bodyguard, and Ahmed Pategi, the premier's driver. Military and police personnel include Brigadiers Samuel Ademulegun and Zakaria Meimalari, Colonels Ralph Shodeinde and Colonel Mohammed, Lieutenant Colonels Abogo Lagima, James Yakubu Pam and Author Chinyelu Unegbe, Sergeant Daramola Oyegoke, Lance Corporal Musa Nimzo, Police Constables Yohana Garkawa, Akpan Anduka, Hagai Lai and Philip Lewande. The president, Nnamdi Azikiwe, was abroad on medical leave at the time of the coup. Nwafor Orizu, the acting president, while Azikiwe was away, was also spared in the onslaught. Shortly after the coup failed, the Rum cabinet of Tafawa Balewa tried to choose an acting prime minister in the person of Zana Bukar Dibkarima, but Orizu did not give any approval. However, after a meeting with Ironsi, Orizu announced at 11 p.m. on January 16, 1966, that the cabinet had handed over the reins of affairs to the military. The next day, Monday, January 17, 1966, General Aguiyi Ironsi officially took over the leadership of the country. He established a Supreme Military Council and thus began the first military regime in Nigeria. Nziogu also surrendered after negotiations with Ironsi after the latter had sent some delegates on a peace talk to Nziogu to elicit willful surrender. After agreeing with Ironsi's conditions, Nziogu surrendered and handed over the northern region 3 days after the coup before he was arrested and detained contrary to the initial agreement. Other co-conspirators of the coup were also arrested, but they never appeared before a military tribunal for 6 months, and this singular act, considered unjust by the northern section of the Nigerian army, would pave the way for more devastating events. Since 1966, Major Kaduna Nziogu has been hyped as the leader of Nigeria's first military coup. This has been widely assumed as a result of Nziogu's visible role during and after the coup. The Major was the only one who was able to carry out the coup successfully in his chosen target region. Following his coup victory, he delivered his infamous speech over the radio. As a result, the false belief that he was the coup leader circulated. Nziogu was not the leader of Nigeria's first military coup on January 15, 1966. As a matter of fact, he was not brought into the conspiracy until the coup plot reached the logistical stage.
Can you post this in a bag?
Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna was no doubt the brain behind the coup.
So what? Are you talking to me?
You see, there is one impression I want make we get clear. Now, Mike Ezekome, Dr. Michael Ezekome said this thing now that this lady just said now. That Ali Chukwumanzogu was brought in. He was not originally at the beginning. That means they don't plan the team finish. Almost they don't finish. They were rounding up. As they hear rounding up, as they tell that one for Kuwait, they are rounding up. That was at the point where they were. Then he was brought in. And he was never the leader. But today, ask them in Nigeria, they go tell you say Ali Chukwuma lead the coup. Because he's an Igbo man. Continue. That's just what I wanted to make us understand.
And if you listen to something else, Iransi told Obosi to surrender the north. So before Obosi could have been the one in charge of the north, then that means Obosi had a very high ranking power.
That is it. That is it.
But there is something courageous about this coup, and it is very interesting because it takes men that can do anything to save the lives of millions of people in Nigeria to take this kind of decision. Because they had to take this decision of this coup because of the Fulanization agenda, because of the conquest of Uthman and Fodio that was playing in, because of the corruption, because of the massacre, because of the nepotism, because of the hegemonic tendency that plays in the same way it is playing today, because of the way Britain had handed over power dominance into the hands of the Northern Caliphate. And you listen to something else. They said our ceremonial president, Azikiwe, was not in the country when this was happening. He was in the Caribbean, in the UK, enjoying himself, having fun. So invariably, he must have seen the template of the colonization agenda playing in before his very eye. So because his hands was tied and he is just a ceremonial president, he cannot do anything, just like you have a Hossein Bajo seated there to answer yes or yes sir. He had to run away to go and enjoy himself and then start watching from where the bomb will explode. But for the bomb not to explode, it took gallant men, courageous women to be able to take a decision and then carry it out. Because if you don't remove those figureheads that are the demonic people trying to destroy the entire people in the country, there is no how people can be saved.
He was an Onitsha-born Igbo who served as brigade major in Lagos. He was a well-known international athlete who held the Commonwealth record for high jumping. He also attended the University of Ibadan. Ife Ajuna later wrote a manuscript outlining his reasoning for believing a military coup was necessary. This manuscript was never published. When Ife Ajuna realized Ironsi was rounding up those who had participated in the coup.
Wait. It's even good that you brought up this thing. Because yesterday I wanted to bring it up. Because I listened to it. It's the second one that I did not listen to. This manuscript that they refused to publish, have anybody taken a thought? Why was the manuscript no manuscript? You know, say grammar, no, they like them. Now the agenda of the Northerners, their agenda, they no agree make anybody see them. They hide them till now when me and you dey here. And they, instead of you to hear from that agenda, you are now seeing the fulfillment of that agenda. That is the Fulanization, Islamization, and Sharialization that is going on now. Want to continue?
Does any other person have something to say before we continue? Bam, bam, bam. You have something to say?
Bodogu.
And so the program of the zoo have always been they have been playing their program the way they want, but we have already known where they're going to, and therefore we are not going to fall into their pranks and to their play. You know, all these are things that we have already known from time. Zogo and the rest of them. These are history, and anybody that doesn't learn from this history to know that they have always been ready to set us up from day one. So if you fall to their setup, your name is sorry. We cannot be set off anymore. We have distanced ourselves from the zoo and will never be a part of it anymore. And, it cannot be overemphasized what is happening. So let's continue, my brother.
He disguised as a woman and fled to Ghana. Some argue that Nzeogwu's involvement in the January 1966 coup was part of a grand Igbo plan to dominate the country. This argument ignores the fact that Nzeogwu was an Igbo only in name. Major Nzeogwu was born in Kaduna, the capital of the northern region, to Igbo immigrant parents from Okpanam, present-day Delta State, then in the Midwest region of Nigeria as of the time of the coup. His family and military colleagues referred to him as Kaduna because of their attachment to the city of Nzeogwu's birth. Kaduna Nzeogwu wore Northern Mufti when he wasn't in his army uniform and frequently referred to himself as a Northerner. Nzeogwu spoke Hausa, the lingua franca of the northern region, like a local. In fact, Nzeogwu's command of the Hausa language was superior and better than his command of the Igbo language. So, what possessed a moralistic young man like Nzeogwu to assassinate the nation's most powerful northern politician in the dead of night? Nzeogwu's logic is chilling in its simplicity: to get rid of corrupt ministers, political parties, trade unions, and the entire clumsy apparatus of the federal system.
To get rid of the corrupt politicians.
But why did he, is it of truth that he introduced himself as a Northerner? Or is this a comment, or maybe the publisher is just trying to fabricate a story?
It's good, very good you ask this question, because we were told here also that people are believing, that Northerners said that Chukwuma led the coup because they want to take power from the Northerners, or they want Igbos to be in charge of the whole nation. But number one, I want us to understand that Chukwuma was brought into the coup plan. He was not there when it was initiated. He was not there when they were planning it. He only came in when they were at the end of the plan. They brought him in. He did not lead the coup. He worked under somebody. Why are they now telling you that Ali Chukwuma Nzeogwu led the coup? Somebody directed him. He followed according to the direction. And then they are telling, he also, listen, one thing we must understand again is that he was like in a loggerhead with Ojukwu somehow. If you read the history very well, why we struck or why we something like that, why we struck or why we rebel. I read that book when I was in secondary school class 2. I can't remember very well, but I know that him and Ojukwu, they know to agree. They know they in good terms. I think Ojukwu even saved some people he would have killed. And why is what I'm seeing now, that he is not even accepting to be an Igbo. If you listen to the person speaking and explaining, the person said that they are calling him Igbo, but he said he is not accepting Igbo. So people know him as Kaduna. Chukwuma is even a name that he left in somewhere in Mpoko. They know him say your name na Chukwuma, but him no they see himself as an Igbo person. He sees himself as an Hausa man and behave as a Hausa man, and he did not take part in the coup because he wanted the leadership. No, he, like you heard, he wanted to eliminate all the corrupt politicians and trade unions and so on and so forth. And if you go on to read, they will tell you that there was something going on either in South Africa or somewhere in Africa. He wanted, after the coup, he will hand over everything to any interim government to make sure that Nigeria have good government, and he will leave to fight for one country in some other Southern African just for their freedom. Carry go.
West region of Nigeria as of the time of the coup. His family and military colleagues referred to him as Kaduna because of their attachment to the city of Nziogu's birth. Kaduna Nziogu wore Northern Mufti when he wasn't in his army uniform and frequently referred to himself as a Northerner. Nziogu spoke Hausa, the lingua franca of the northern region, like a local. In fact, Nziogu's command of the Hausa language was superior and better than his command of the Igbo language. So, what possessed a moralistic young man like Nziogu to assassinate the nation's most powerful northern politician in the dead of night? Nziogu's logic is chilling in its simplicity. To get rid of corrupt ministers, political parties, trade unions, and the entire clumsy apparatus of the federal system.
May that one waka enter blood, may the year first to end corruption, to end the criminals, to end the massacre. That is the reason for the coup. It was not because we wanted to be in power.
Okay.
They deceive now with concocted history where they turn them upside down for one Nigeria. There was one song they used to sing that time in whether nursery or primary school. They say now Ojukwu na caused the war. That Ironsi was actually the one that was trying to make peace. Ojukwu caused the war. Ojukwu caused the war. Hey.
As he make peace finish, now where he dey?
I wonder.
Make peace.
What is certain is that Nziogu harbored anti-government sentiments for several years before January 1966. Colonel Ralph Shodeinde, Nziogu's boss at the Nigerian Military Training College, had previously reported the major to Army headquarters for allegedly disseminating anti-government messages to junior officers.
Now, there is something resounding here you need to understand. According to these characteristics of Nziogu here, he was someone that was not always ready to see so much of scandal, destruction of the junior officers. He was not ready to condone it. He was always outspoken, speaking up because of the injustice that he saw. This is one characteristics of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that you see in Nziogu. Because of the marginalization and the massacre of people, he was not able to condone it. He had to speak up, even while inside the military school.
According to Shodeinde's report, Nziogu was attempting to poison the minds of these junior officers against the government. Even though the coup had been largely termed an Igbo coup, it was foiled by Igbo officers. Interestingly, those who foiled the coup were Igbo senior officers: Major General Johnson Aguiyi-Ironsi, Emeka Ojukwu, Conrad Chukwu Jimje Dibia Nwawo, Alexander Atta Madiebo, and Major Afonso Keshi. As Brigade Major Keshi informed Madibo of the coup, Madibo moved over to the brigade headquarters where Nziogu had taken over Ademulegun's seat and worked on Nziogu. Ojukwu, commanding officer 5th Battalion, stood his ground strategically and all worked with Ironsi to end the coup. Although he may have wanted to end the MPC government, Ojukwu was not willing to work with the majors. He was at the parade ground when a telegram arrived informing him of the coup. Before he dared to tell his men, Ojukwu disarmed them, locked the armory, and sent the armory keys to a relative in Kano for safekeeping. Ojukwu informed his friend Kano's emir, Alhaji Ado Bayero, of the event, and the two men rode in the same car through Kano's streets, making a radio appeal for calm in coordinated acts of solidarity. Bayero was then taken to the battalion for protection by Ojukwu. He also received orders from one brigade in Kaduna, allegedly from Brigadier Ademulegun, but he wasn't fooled and ignored the orders. When Nziogu came out and later asked Ojukwu to release funds to pay his soldiers, Ojukwu refused. Captain Ude, one of Nziogu's aides, was dispatched to Kano, but was arrested on Ojukwu's orders when he arrived.
Pause, I beg. Pause. This lady or journalist, she lied here when she said that Ojukwu informed his Kano emir counterpart or whatever to secure whatever armory, there in Kano for him. She lied. Ojukwu never worked with any Fulani caliphate. Ojukwu heard them with perfect hatred. Ojukwu don't believe them. Ojukwu can never connive or had a discussion, believe that discussion is authentic. Ojukwu always call these people, vandals. Call them vandals, betrayers. Whatever Ojukwu said that will be benefit of the country, these people are the ones that will rise up and thwart it and object it. So there is no way these journalists will make us prove that Ojukwu informed one Kano caliphate or Fulani, this is top politician in Kano, to help him to do this, to help him to do that. Ojukwu never had one belief trust on this. So if she's trying to say this, it's just fabricating it. I think the main truth I heard about how this thing transpired is from what's his name? Michael Zachary. He just narrated it, split it, pieces it, and it was clear. Zoo media, like our leader used to say, our leader Onyeduma's used to say, zoo media, they can cook concoctions and give you, and you believe. Just like the way they told us that Nigeria hasn't independent. When Nigeria has not been colonized by any country, Nigeria has not existed before 1960. They tell you that Nigeria has independent. Yes. This is how
don't mind
media
them.
can.
Don't mind them. What do you want? What do you want to hear from junk journalism? What do you want to hear from Zoo? What do you want to hear from the enemies? This woman is definitely talking for the Zoo. So how do you want people to believe this? That is why they remove history from schools. If they want us to accept what this woman, let them bring back history to our schools. Don't mind them. This is junk journalism. Don't mind them. I don't even believe it. I don't even want you guys to keep playing this because it doesn't make sense for me. I swear to God.
I was just paying attention. Let me get the depth of what she's saying. But once she said that Ojukwu called one Kano caliphate or one top politician in the Kano, I said Suma has ever lied. If you listen all the publications of Mecca, Ojukwu, all the interview he had both with the Zoo media and with the BBC journalists and with other foreign journalists, he never for one day give kudos to Fulani Janjaweed. Never one day. He said that they are the problem of Nigeria. He said as far as the British ambassadors, in Lagos is backing them, nothing worked. That's why they went to Aburi with Yakubu Gowon after they finished talking. They arrived in Nigeria. The British, the British High Commissioner in Lagos. That was when the capital was in Lagos. The British High Commissioner in Lagos told Yakubu Gowon to turn down the Aburi Accord, and he turned it down because what the Hausa Fulani gave him the pressure. The British High Commissioner then told Hausa Fulani to mount pressure on Yakubu Gowon to turn down every Aburi Accord that he had with Ojukwu in Ghana. So this is how Ojukwu see these people, that they are not ready to change, and they will never change till their kingdom come. Telling me to believe that Ojukwu have the morale to believe Janjaweed. You know, those days, Ojukwu used to call them Hausa Fulani, but he never knew that these people, they don't believe in Hausa Fulani. What they believe is Fulani. Once you are Fulani, you are Fulani. Fulani means conquest, domination, and overthrow, and divorce, something like that. So, as I then, they call themselves Hausa Fulani. That is the kind of introduction they gave themselves. But today, what we are hearing today is only Fulani. To the extent when this presidential election was about to kick off, they said that Fulani will come out in mass and they vote so that North will retain power or something like that. But they never said Hausa Fulani will come out in mass. They said Fulani will come out in mass. They even credited themselves 130 million Fulani in Nigeria. When have you heard the census that Fulani is 130 million? It's a fraud. These people, they know how to cook concoctions, and rise up population. Give themselves credit. When they say 130 million, they have already rigged the election. So there's nothing like Hausa Fulani then. It was only Fulani. They only tried to enter Hausa, use them as a winning tool to conquer everybody. But today, what we're hearing is only Fulani. So don't forget it. Thank you.
I do cry. Let me help the journalists.
Yes, please.
Actually, that was in a regimental unit. If Ojukwu had locked up the armory and then sent a key to a safe place in another place.
Yeah, in Kano. Hey!
The person, I think, according to the video, the key to someone that was related to him.
Yeah.
He sent the key of the armory to someone that was related to him. Now, secondly, if, according to the journalists, they had concocted that Ojukwu later saved somebody else from the coup not to be killed, that means they have, in another way, exonerated Ojukwu by making us know that the lies and propaganda that was told against Ojukwu, that Ojukwu was the one that caused the war, was not actually so, because Ojukwu was actually protecting some of their people. So if Ojukwu was actually protecting some of their people, the lies and propaganda that they came up before has been exonerated. At times you want to propagate lies and blackmail against the Biafran people, but you end up using it to do what? To clear our names. So people went to nursery school and primary school, and they remember the song, that marching song that they used to sing and say Ojukwu caused the war. It was Gowon that came as the savior. Ojukwu was the one. So from this story now, when I turn here now, where they tell us say Ojukwu was actually helping some of the Janjaweed in the north, use this one to correct that marching song that we used to sing that time. We move.
Thank you very much.
He was at the parade ground when a telegram arrived informing him of the coup. Before he dared to tell his men, Ojukwu disarmed them, locked the armory, and sent the armory keys to a relative in Kano for safekeeping.
You know? You know?
Hiram, he sent the key to his relative.
In
He
Kano.
sent the key to his relative in Kano.
Hey.
It was not to the Janjaweed that he gave the key of the armory. So that means sending the key of the armory to Ojuku's relative was for the armory to be protected, and nobody will be able to go and know where that key is to be able to come and get access to the armory. So it's only the relative of Ojuku that knows where the key is.
Yeah,
and that
but
should be to the interest of Ojuku and his men.
How can he be fighting his enemy and send his relative to reside in enemy's region? Just think about it. You know?
No, don't misunderstood the scenario here. You are to protect the armory. The armory is under your supervision. And then you know that if the key is with you at that very position, that it is dangerous. So you have to look for a safe haven for that key of that armory. That is why the key was sent to his relative to secure it.
In Kano.
To secure it, so that when there is signal that needs to be opened of the armory, he will know that the key is secured, and they will be the first people to lay hands on it. So whether it was in Kano or it was in Kaduna or was in Lagos or the east, remember that the military headquarters was in the north. So all the top officers were there in the north, not in the east. When you hear of the Biafran war, it was when it finally started that every man came down to come and defend their land. But normally, just like you have a defense academy in Kaduna today, that is where all the major military personnel were basically stationed to be able to run their affairs. So if his family was in Kano, that is where he had to send the kid to know that it is secured and then keep it. So it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Ojukwu informed his friend Kano's emir, Alhaji Ado Bayero, of the event, and the two men rode in the same car through Kano's streets, making a radio appeal for calm in coordinated acts of solidarity.
If you listen to something here, you will see the wisdom and the trickish work that Ojukwu did. Ojukwu, after securing the armory, he sent that key to his relative to keep. Before he now went to go and talk to the emir, and then try to maintain calmness. Where everything is very powerful is that armory. But he made sure he took out the armory in the eyes and in the hands of the Janjaweed. He went to go and keep the key in a safe place before he now came to come and try to make calm and make peace so that the thing will not escalate. Hi, Ojukwu. So at the end of the day, the armory is secured. And while he's trying to go and make peace and calm, they will not go and destroy the armory and come and start killing him because he has already secured the armory. Nobody can have access to the ammunition. Wisdom man.
Wisdom man indeed.
Bayero was then taken to the battalion for protection by Ojukwu. He also received orders from one brigade in Kaduna, allegedly from Brigadier Ademulegun, but he wasn't fooled and ignored the orders. When Nziogu came out and later asked Ojukwu to release funds to pay his soldiers, Ojukwu refused. Captain Ude, one of Nziogu's aides, was dispatched to Kano, but was arrested on Ojuku's orders when he arrived. Brigadiers Johnson Aguiyin Ronsi, Samuel Ademulegun, Baba Femi Ogundipe, and Zakaria Maimalari were the foremost senior officers of Nigerian origin before indigenous soldiers took control of the army. When it was announced that the British soldiers would soon leave the country, it became clear that the experienced trioka of Ironsi, Ademulegun, and Ogundipe were the prime candidates for the position of Grand Officer Commanding GOC of the Nigerian Army. Of leaders, Agoye Ironsi was the most decorated. He was a tall, physically imposing man who appeared to be a soldier, but was easygoing and spoke in a slow, measured tone. Ironsi was regarded as the best soldier of his generation, capable of commanding a United Nations peacekeeping force in the Congo, which he did twice, the first African to do so. While in the Congo, Ironsi took the rank of Major General, but when he returned to Nigeria, he reverted to Brigadier. Brigadier Samuel Ademulegun was the most controversial of the brigaders. He was a disciplined officer. While he was recognized as a first-class soldier, he was unpopular in the army, particularly among junior officers. His open friendship with Sir Amadou Bello, the Saduna of Sokoto, earned him few military friends, and accepting a horse as a gift from the Saduna irritated many junior officers who ignored the fact that Ademulegun was not in a position to refuse gifts from the country's most powerful politician. Ademulegun ironically believed that his political connections would land him in the position of GOC, and as a result, when he did not get the job, he became envious of the new GOC and was not shy about pointing out the shortcomings of the man chosen ahead of him. Brigadier Zakaria Maimalari was a notoriously ferocious disciplinarian who would not tolerate insubordination. He demanded unqualified discipline from all his juniors. He was well liked in the army and was expected to become a future GOC. Major General Welby Everard, the departing British GOC, in recommending his successor, stated that Maimalari was younger, more junior to the others, and militarily immature. To Everard, Maimalari was never a serious consideration. Brigadier Babafemi Ogundipe had a more reserved personality than Brigadiers Ademulegun and Maimalari. Unlike Ademulegun, he was well liked and respected within the army, both as a senior officer and as a man. He was also conspicuously unpolitical. Ogundipe was regarded by Everard as a very capable and efficient officer. The British GOC then recommended Brigadier Ogundipe as his successor, but it was without success. The Sir Tafawa Balewa-led federal government ignored the advice of its departing British GOC and gave the top job to Agoye Ironsi. The failure of the majors to arrest or kill Agoye Ironsi has led some to believe that he was involved in or was at the very least aware of the coup plot. Ironsi and other senior officers had become concerned about the possibility of a junior officer's coup in the weeks leading up to the coup. These concerns were relayed to the Prime Minister, who either ignored them or chose not to act in response. As a result, Agoye Ironsi was either in on the plot and an ally of the majors, or he was on the majors' hit list but managed to escape due to information provided by Igbo participants within the coup circle. However, Nziogo's interview in May 1967 may shed some truth. He had said in the interview with Dennis Ejindu that Agoye Ironsi was to have been shot, but that they were not ruthless enough. Thus, Ironsi and his loyalists were able to supplant them. If Ironsi was part of the coup plot, why would the majors plan to kill him? Ironsi's survival in January was due to luck rather than the knowledge of the coup plot. His survival was also in part to the major's tactical mistake in arresting or killing other senior officers before getting to Ironsi. He had been tipped off that something unusual was happening via a phone call from Elizabeth Palm, James Palm's wife, in the early stages of the coup. The uproar caused by the assassination of other officers alerted Ironsi to the coup, and he was able to rally troops who assisted him in putting down the coup. After the coup was put down, Ironsi met with the surviving members of Tafawa Balewa's federal cabinet, who reportedly handed over the reins of government to Ironsi, who then suspended several parts of the constitution. The new head of state then went on to ban all political parties and formed a new military government with a Supreme Military Council consisting of the following: Major General Johnson Agoye Ironsi himself as the Supreme Commander, Nigerian Armed Forces and Head of State; Brigadier Babafemi Ogundipe, Chief of Staff, Nigerian Defense Forces; Commodore Joseph Edet Akinwale Way, Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy; Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon, Chief of Staff, Nigerian Army; Lieutenant Colonel George Kurubo, Commanding Officer, Nigerian Air Force; Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, Military Governor, Eastern Region; Lieutenant Colonel Hassan Usman Katsina, Military Governor, Northern Region; Lieutenant Colonel David Ejo, Military Governor, Midwest Region; and Lieutenant Colonel Francis Adekunle Fajuyi, Military Governor, Western Region. Nigeria's first military coup on January 15, 1966, opened the door to a series of other coups and calamitous events, like the Northern Counter Coup of July 1966 and the Nigerian Civil War a year later in 1967. General Yakubu Gowon, the head of state, who succeeded Ironsi, set up policies for nation building after the war. The National Youth Service Corps program was born out of this purpose in 1973 to unite Nigeria again. However, Gowon was overthrown in a bloodless coup that saw Brigadier Murtala Muhammad take over as a new Nigerian head of state. Muhammad himself would be assassinated in an abortive coup on February 13, 1976, which then saw the emergence of another head of state, General Olusegun Obasanjo, in a space of just 200 days. Obasanjo's regime paved the way for the Second Republic. The political ban which had been earlier placed was lifted and new elections were conducted. Alhaji Shehu Aliyu Usman Shagari emerged as the winner and became Nigeria's first executive president on October 1st, 1979. After ruling for 4 years and 3 months, the Shagari administration was ended prematurely by another military coup. This time, Major General Muhammadu Buhari emerged as the next head of state. This would be the beginning of 16 years of consecutive military rule in Nigeria. The Buhari regime would only last for less than 2 years before another coup would overthrow his government. It was a palace coup that saw the emergence of General Ibrahim Babangida. Babangida's coup was the 6th one in Nigeria in just 25 years of independence. Interrupted by the failed Gideon Oka coup of April 22, 1990, Babangida would go on to rule Nigeria for 8 years until he handed over to an interim national government on August 26, 1993. With the initial promise to return to civilian rule in 1993, the famous June 12 elections were held, purported to be the fairest elections Nigeria has ever witnessed.
Comrades, Babangida handed over to, what do you call it? Shoneko. What did they call that, their government?
Interim government.
Interim government. Shoneko. You see as them cancel Abiola. They don't even mention Abiola again, though. Zoological Republic. Zoological Republic. One mumu what they call Magnus Oraka, where they shout Obi, 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 Obi. When I hear say they don't sack Kenneth Okonkwo. Kenneth Okonkwo have been sacked.
Yes, I saw it on Twitter today.
Fine. Kenneth Okonkwo sacked. Why? Because they are just fooling themselves. Kenneth Okonkwo started calling people, let us pray for Peter Obi, because that's the only hope we have now. So now I want to pray for Peter Obi to become president of Nigeria. Look at how they have cancelled Abiola with everything that happened with Abiola. Abiola even died for inside prison.
Yes.
See how they cancel. And you want us to keep quiet for them to do nonsense for our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. I'm
telling you. And do you know the presentation of Mike Azokeme? He narrated how the history of Nigeria transpired and did not fail to mention Abiola in his presentation. He mentioned Abiola in his presentation. I'm telling you, he just ransacked everything in the zoo and just give it to the public. This is, a diplomatic, intellectual, treasurer's, activist, lawyer.
Anybody will not join hand together to end this zoo, it no go better for that person. Because this is the only time we must join forces together.
Yes.
The president will always say, I must join forces together. Because the reason why they are not ready to forgive, because Nnamdi Kanu is their worst enemy. If you think you are calling to release Nnamdi Kanu, you are wasting your time. They are not willing to release Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we must force them to release Nnamdi Kanu. If we don't force them by our action, they will not release Nnamdi Kanu. If you like, call all the politicians, call UN, call USA, let them talk. They put mouth, lie. Your action will determine whether Nnamdi Kanu will come out. And the reason why Nnamdi Kanu is still alive today is because of what Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing.
Yes.
Go to Wikipedia. I don't know if you can even leave this in. Go to Wikipedia now. Type Biafra government in exile. Type Biafra government in exile. Bring it out. The very first article there of Biafra government in exile. Let us read it. You will see Mazi Simon Ekpa have kept Biafra struggle alive. Have kept Biafra movement alive. That is why you see them. They pay them millions. They pay them thousands. They recruit 500,000 Irans to be fighting Simon Ekpa for 2 years. Go to Wikipedia right now. Type Biafra government, Biafra Republic government in exile. Just type it. If you type it, you will see what you will see. Biafra Republic government in exile. Type it in Wikipedia. Bring it out. The very first article you will see. Let us read it. You see that Mazi Simon Ekpa has achieved more than anything all of them have ever done. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, you are forbidden from daring or nearing anything that Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, you must do everything possible to protect Simon Ekpa. What are they doing? They are recruiting even demons. They recruit demons to go against Simon Ekpa. But what is guaranteed is that they will continue to fail, all of them. They will fail. Because the only thing that will give us freedom, and Mazi Simon Ekpa is so ferocious in the essence that he is using double pump action, right and left, pumping Nigeria, pumping the zoo, pumping what do you call them? Pumping everybody, and at the same time pumping them for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with double action. You think we're going to fold our hands and allow the zoo to do what they did to Abiola and do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Chineke all no there. Dara.
I just pasted it now in this thing. In the chat.
Now, how many Wikipedia do they even have on Biafran government in Israel? Because the one I saw is different from this one.
Wait, let me open it and put it. The very first article you will see there.
No, I see the one Battle Cry sent. I think it's this one that you mean. 247.
The Biafra Republic government in exile. Wait, Biafra.
It surprised me waiting all of you that talk. It has surprised me. Why do you want to go and start reading Wikipedia? You already know. Eh? You already know that Simon Eba has done something that Mazena Ndikalo wanted to do for long. And
Master, the
never
very first
allowed
one,
him.
the very first one there,
Eh?
the very first one there,
Lieutenant
take it.
Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander, 56th Brigade, nke dị n'Alochukwu, Simon Oke Mmili na-ebu ogwe, Simon ọkụ na-agba ọzara, Simon bụ atakata agba isi ya. Hey!
Okay, this is the something now. Oh, yeah, make you read.
Look. Do you want to display it or you want me to read it?
Is it not the same one we have here?
Exactly, that's it.
Ah,
That's it.
okay.
The very first article.
Biafra Republic Government in Exile. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia.
Yeah.
This
Go push
article-
forward. Don't read all those red, the red and the yellow line, because that one is just their what do you call it? Survey, whatever. Push forward and then begin to read the main article.
The indigenous people of Biafra Republic Government in Exile, officially the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, is the present legitimate provisional government of the formerly known Republic of Biafra. Biafra was officially an independent state that existed from 1967 to 1970. Its territory was ceded back to Nigeria after the war for separation ended on January 15th, 1970. Biafra Biafra Vice President and the Chief of General Staff, Major General Philip Effiong, who assumed the leadership of the Republic of Biafra after the original president, Colonel Chukwu Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, exiled to Ivory Coast, conceded to Nigeria state. In what seemed to be the revival of Biafran cause, the government was officially re-established on April 8, 2023, with headquarters in Maryland, USA. The government was set up to reclaim Biafra from Nigeria. Its core agenda is to liberate Biafra out of Nigeria and re-establish a sovereign independent Republic of Biafra once again. On April 9, 2023, Simon Ekpa was officially announced the Prime Minister, but it was countered by critics shortly after the development. The government in exile has written to relevant bodies such as UN, EU, ICC, US, etc., seeking a date for referendum be granted. References. Now, this
Thank
is
you.
now. Huh? You say? Make I continue to read the
I
reference.
said thank you.
Okay.
No, don't worry. That's just what I want you to know.
There is
You know, the
something
fact
I
that
want there is something I will
Go ahead,
want
go
you to see. You know, when we are
Go ahead.
talking that Gowon was to come to Biafra land, Gowon was coming to pray. Gowon is a good man. Gowon welcomed the Biafrans. Gowon accepted Biafrans. I don't know. I wish I can see this clip now. There's a clip I wanted to play, so you will understand who Gowon really is. Gowon was so bitter that he would want to continue killing Biafrans, no ending. I wish I can see this video. I wish I can. But if I cannot, no problem. But I want us, somebody can continue. Let me concentrate and look for it.
What am I talking about here? You see, why is this thing, when you put up your charts, you put up your search, and you click it, this is the very number one on the Wikipedia. Why? Wikipedia is a place where millions and millions of people come in to search all over the world. Why is our own on the top list? It is because we have made a lot of impact. We have created a lot of awareness within 1 month. Within 1 month, written to relevant bodies. We have written to relevant bodies such as UN, EU, ICC, USA, and all what have you. And we have made so much impact consistently within this 1 month. We have not had a very superb inauguration yet, but we have created so much awareness that the whole world have seen it. And the only thing you will see is that there are critics. These ugly, non-important, non-existent critics, where are they? You see them, where have they been? You see them showing up their faces. I like IPOB, like Sahara Reporters, like all what have you. And some of them will even come and claim and say, we are IPOB under Masinam kind of what. Then you ask them, what have they done to make IPOB or make Biafra relevant in the world? What have they done to draw the world attention to the plight of Biafrans? Or what have they even done to draw the world attention to the plight of their leader, Masinam Kanu? Nothing. It is exactly the same man, Simon Ekpa, that have drawn the world attention, have gotten the world to see what Biafrans are going through, and have given ultimatums, have done something that the whole world has seen, and have set up this Biafran Republic government in exile, which the whole Biafrans have supported and have, elected him as their prime minister. He is the one that have made these things happen. You understand? So these are happening now more than ever before. And if we must make a headway, we must maintain the momentum or increase it. In fact, it's not even or increase it. We must increase it and maintain and make sure that it keeps going higher and higher, improving on it. Because the only way the whole world will know that we are serious is by what we are doing. It's not by listening to idiots or criminals or stomach infrastructure bigots that have been paid to come and distract what we are doing. We don't call their names. We don't mention them. We don't even pay attention to them. We will continue to do what we are doing because what we are doing is hitting them. It is setting fire on their anus so that they will know that this is not a joke. It's not like before. We can never ever slow down. We can never ever be cajoled or be hoodwinked to think that let us negotiate. No negotiation. We have crossed the Rubicon. So the whole world will come to hear us. Let's hire reporters. Let the nonsense, let them continue to make noise. The most important thing is who is making impact and who is the world listening to. Now, with this one on the top of Wikipedia, if there's anybody that attention will be sought for, who will they look for? Are they going to look for people underground? Are they going to look for critics? No, they're going to look for those at the top, those that Wikipedia have noticed to be at the top. We are the ones that the world are going to look for. We are the ones that are going to ask, okay, what do we do? From going forward, how do we do it? We are the pace setters. We are the ones that they will come and seek our attention. And that's why Simon Ekpa is the true disciple of Masinam Kanu. That is why this new dimension is the in thing. Thank you very much, Umu Biafra. Thank you.
Welcome.
Mazi Paul, the man of old, you have the mic.
Yeah, thank you, comrade. As we are going on, we are still riding on the track. According to my comrade, Pastor Vam, he said we must increase the volume. We are not going back. We must increase the volume because it is time for us to increase the volume. Everything has played. The history has been played. Coup, counter coup has been played. But now we are in our own generation where we have to change everything and make things to work. If you are still sleeping, or if you are still looking for money to build your to buy your land in Lagos, you should know what is happening there. If you are still there thinking that money will solve your own problem, remember money is before you come, and money will be before you go. There is no reasonable thing every Easterner is supposed to be doing now than to stand up to finish this war once and for all. How do you finish this war once and for all? How you finish this war once and for all is to make sure that you join Wikipedia to understand that Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister, has taken this struggle to a very high dimension. The whole world now have recognized that Biafran government in exile is in existence. You can check it there in the Google. How do you make this thing strong and powerful? There will be sit at home on the 8th, 9, 10, and 11 of this month. This sit at home stands for automatic release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for you to be free. The sacrifice, yes, it can pain your body, but it will not pain your soul, because your soul will rejoice for the sacrifice you are placing on. The same man shall not live by bread alone. Try to get small bread and go inside your house for these 4 days. Observe this sit at home and transfer power and the energy to autopilot IPOBs. Transfer power and the energy to Biafran government in exile. Transfer power and the energy to the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has brought this struggle, all our suffering, in front of United Nations, in front of the whole world. Every other person in this world now is reading, understanding what we are passing through. It is not like the time of Ojukwu, when media is difficult to deliver information. Now, with your phone, your neighbors can deliver information and tell you what is happening. Every Igbo person, every Biafran, inside the 13 states that made up Biafran land, we expect all of you to respect this sit at home. That is where we are channeling our energy. Because when you stay at home for these 4 days, then you have transferred all the power and the energy which the Prime Minister and the government in exile needed for them to speak loud and volume in front of United Nations. This will give you the long-awaited freedom. Thank you, my comrades, as we hold break now. Go on. Ugo?
Hello. Yes. It's like they are not in the studio, or some of them are busy. Yes, like as we said from the beginning concerning this movement of Biafra Republic in exile, it is a needful thing that our Prime Minister have done to set up this government in exile. Actually, the issue have turned the table now, both in the zoo and in international world, because since they said they will not talk about Biafra, they started talking about Biafra now. And I think someone like Ruben Abati, who never believed in Biafra or anything, is now tweeting the history of Biafra. He's now even tweeting the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, on his own official Twitter. who can believe this, that somebody like that who works in the national TV can come up and start tweeting a genuine separatist like Mazi Samuel? It is unbelievable. So they are just seeing the play. He's playing and is coming up genuinely. And some of them are taking it to AIT and they were talking about it. So we are on the right path. There's nothing to think whether we are doing it well or we are not doing it well. We need to start something to happen. We don't wait for something to happen to us. We happen things. So as we are moving it now and taking it to this media revolution now, it is helping. It is sending out messages there. It is making the world to know what we are talking about and what we are fighting for, and making the world know that a British citizen who was our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped in Kenya. In fact, some of them saying that he was arrested, but let it not be in our ear that we will hear when somebody is saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested and we keep quiet. Just correct that narrative. Tell them he was not arrested in anywhere. He was kidnapped. Use that word, kidnapped. Let them get the message very clear. Because when you said Onyendu was arrested, it will look like it's an official thing or it's a legal activity. No, that's not legal operation at all. Once you hit the point, it is kidnapped. In their ear, in their mental, in their broadcast, it will sound illegal. Okay? And to round it up, tell them that it was extraordinary rendition. Let them know that it is clear that the operation by which our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was moved from Kenya to Nigeria is illegal by the operation of kidnapping, and which is against international law and against African Charter by section of their law. Say that extraordinary rendition is against the law. It's against the international community. So make it like that, and we'll continue to bombard it, pushing it on the net. If you have any platform, if they warn you of saying such a thing, open another platform, bombard it, give it no rest until, something happens. Push until something happens. Thank you very much, my comrade.
You see, the thing you said here now concerning Reuben Abati, it reminds me of the news I received today from Arise TV. The Allen Onyema of APs. Allen Onyema of APs is crying inside the Arise TV.
What's
Arise
he saying?
News TV.
Really?
He was there crying because Nigeria have started happening to him.
My God.
Nigeria have started happening to him. He has a flight in Owerri, the one that will depart and the one that will arrive. Fulanis descended on him.
Really?
Then the passengers cannot travel, not the ones coming in and the ones going out. And the Allen Onyema now is telling Nigerian government inside the Arise TV that this country cannot hold.
Really?
Yes. I can forward the message in our forum. So, or if I can.
Yes, forward it in the forum, please.
Okay. Then he is now telling that this country is a bullshit.
Really?
That this country, Allen Onyema of today. I just downloaded the message now. I downloaded it now. So if you see the Reuben Abati, everybody, every Nigerian indigene needs freedom. Oduduwa need Oduduwa. Arewa need Arewa, just like the way we need Biafra. But we, the Biafrans, are showing our own. Igbo extraction are the people pushing it hard, as if they are the only people that knows the importance of freedom. But actually, the people that know the importance of freedom are those people who is staying by the corner. That's why they say when you are coming to fight, when you see people that is liberating a nation, it is only few people in number. Few people will come and sacrifice their life, sacrifice their property, sacrifice their time. They will bring out their time to liberate multitude. Abati, which is now following our prime minister and retweeting, he knows what he has been passing through inside for working under Nigerian media. Shegun, the one of Channel TV, is crying as well because
Really?
they shut him up.
Yes.
He is crying. Yes,
I think I heard him
he
when he
is
was
crying.
crying that time.
Yeah, all of them are crying, but what is the thing they need? They need someone who will stand in front. Every one of them need freedom, but they are surprised that somebody like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will jump out from nowhere and begin to enlighten the whole world. The time we are here defending Nnamdi Kanu, they are calling miscreant, idiot, and all this, and don't mind those people. But it happens that Nnamdi Kanu now has become the global figure. Put Nnamdi Kanu any place now, you will see how his name is flying. The person that has the highest movement all over the whole world. He was on top of Trump then, when Trump is the president of America. Nnamdi Kanu is on top then. So they are surprised. And there is a reason why we Igbos can do wonder. Why we can do things which is unimaginable to other people. Ruben Abati, which you are seeing today now, following our prime minister, it is because we are the game changers. We are the destiny changers. And they says, if salt loses its taste, it is of no use. And if salt just leave that thing that it makes the salt to do the work it can do inside food, there is no use you can use salt to do. And that is what Igbo people stand to present and to protect in the whole world. If salt loses its taste, it is of no use. Nigerians are suffering. Every one of them. Ruben Abati is suffering, but he can wear suit and tie. Shegun of Channel Television is suffering. He can wear suit and tie. All of them, they put sellotape in their mouth. They cannot talk. But they need someone who have the grace. Who are the people that have the grace? God will raise the Ojukwu to come and speak. All the analysis we are watching here today. They present Chukwu Makadina Nzogu. Chukwu Makadina Nzogu, who grew up in the north. He never see himself and take himself as an Igbo man. He has also the blood of this terrorist people. That's why he stand there and begin to fight. But our people will digest before we fight. And much Ojukwu is the person who came up and begin to calm the situation, because this is not how to carry up a coup. Then, what else again? God will raise up another person, Nnamdi Kanu, who circulated this message. They think it was a joke. Ruben Abati knows very, very well that Nnamdi Kanu is serving his interest. Ruben Abati and the Shegun of Channel Television, they know that Nnamdi Kanu is serving their interest, doing the thing they're supposed to be doing. But when Mazi Simon Ekpa entered this struggle, we watched the interview which he had with our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Simon Ekpa asked our leader, Onyendu, I have gone through your documents and I found out the document you submitted to European Union. Onyendu was surprised. He asked, how did you get the document? He said he is a researcher. Then, Simon told Onyendu that day, he said, Onyendu, if you don't have anything in your table to get Biafra for us, ask me, I will give you something. That was what he told him. Then, Mazi Simon Ekpa asked Onyendu, what makes you think that the Biafra will come? Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him, he asked him, Simon, are you a journalist? I'm not bringing something here. Are you a journalist? Simon said, no, he is not a journalist. He told him, but you are doing the work of journalist more than Shegun, of channel television, more than Ruben Abati. This work we are doing here now is work of the journalists. And we are the people who is bringing the news. But these people went to school, studied. After studying, they obtained their diplomas and everything, but they hide the truth. Now, Ruben Abati and all of them, they cannot stand what the prime minister is standing. Now they have seen that Biafra is now real with Google, through Wikipedia. Everything is real, well recognized. So, do you think they have choice? They don't have choice. Are you getting it? They don't have choice now than to queue in. And the prime minister told them that after this election, from the 29th of this month, then those people who does not agree with the Biafra will come. That's why we come here and begin to remind you that Ellen Onyema has a video from our Rise News, which he said that this country is a joke. Really? This country can never work. Really? Yes, I will forward it now.
Mazi, one thing you people will understand is that Onyema is a businessman who has been working, trying so hard to promote his business, to keep his business, and this is what we have been saying, and what Mazen Nankalo has been saying as well. Mercantilism is in our mental, we is just the kind of thing that has entered our mind, our mental. It's just like it has created something like mental disability, that anytime we are thinking mercantilism, buying and selling. Ali Onyema, if you remember what happened when he welcomed he went to South Africa, or he welcomed them. He said something when he also took the one Nigeria footballers to somewhere. He was welcoming them. He promised. He said something again. He said something. I don't believe that anybody can bring down this country. We are Nigerians. We don't have any other place. This is our only home. He says so many things. So let Allen Onyema cry. We told him that he will cry, and all of them will cry, because why they were fighting against what we are doing was because they want to protect and they defend and they guide their business. And we have been telling them that this your business cannot stand it. They are not going to spare you, but they don't want to hear. So let them be. We need.
No, there is something, my comrade. There is something we are looking upon, and our prime minister, when he was addressing the new elected leader of Ohaneze Ndigbo, he says that the role we have to be playing now is the role of open arms.
Yes, yes. Listen.
So it's the role of open. Wait, my brother.
Listen to me. I don't want us to begin to talk about Allen Onyema and what he's doing. Let Allen Onyema be. When he repents, he come home. I know he said this. I have seen it. I listened to him, but I'm not interested. Like I said before, what we know, me particularly, I'm not interested in what Emmanuel is reading for us, manifesto. We have been seeing manifesto long ago. Let the person come out and focus on the freedom of Mazen Nadekalo. Be speaking day and night. This man has done nothing. Let us hear it from your mouth. Not telling me you need to talk of peace, and this peace, you cannot talk it without the presence of Nadekalo. We are not interested. Soludo don't do, I'm tired now. I beg, leave them. Leave Allen Onyema is only a selfish businessman. So if they repent and come home, we welcome them. Me, I'm not condemning him. I'm not fighting anybody. But I am not going to sit down to cry for Allen Onyema for their taking away his business or destroy. Listen, anybody, it's just like our brothers anywhere in Lagos, in Kano, trying to protect their business. Therefore, when you hear of Biafra, you say, carry this your nonsense, Biafra, come out. One day, the same Funanis are just leaving them because they are not yet their problem. Their problem are people like you and me. And they believe that they will get rid of us, then they will come easily and wipe them away. The Biafran coup. Have you asked yourself why they are fighting so hard to get Benue State? Because they want to get Benue State. When they get Benue State, they have gotten us. And that is why Onyendu said, the program I ran today in the morning, Onyendu said that our border between Enugu and the Ebonyi State, our people, Igbo people in Enugu, from Ebonyi State, they purposely took them and put them inside Benue State so that Funanis can have access. And Onyendu said that ESM must be there, and ESN is there. So let us leave these people. Make them go do their business. Not you are doing your business, you are not interested in what I'm doing. When Funani show you one small red card, the other time he wanted
Save
to buy
Nigeria and come back in shame.
I tire. The other time he do you know that their air business, when they want to bypass, if anything spoil in his aeroplane and they want bypass, you go first of all come sign am, write am, come go serve am to aviation office na Funani. Now when they like it, they go sign am for him, and when they sign am, they go come go buy am. Let's assume he buy that thing for $1,000. When that thing come back, na aviation go receive am. When aviation receive am, they go tell am say in tax na $5,000. Onyema talk am with him mouth. Go search for channel or Arise television. You go see am. He dey cry. No be today. He don tell where he dey cry, but he no wan repent.
The videos are there. The videos are there.
They are there now.
They are enjoying
How
it.
can you buy? How can you buy something?
You
Buy something $1,000
you say stop talking about Onyema, and you keep on mentioning Onyema, and the
I
same
am
narrative,
telling you, no,
the same
listen, I
narrative
am
is
telling
what
you,
we
listen,
where we are heading to. Serve
No,
the
we are
zoo,
not heading to. I'm telling you to
serve
know
the
that
zoo, and they come
Onyema
back in
is a
shame, and all of them
businessman.
are returning
Listen,
back in
Paul,
shame.
Paul,
That is
Paul,
where we
wait.
are going here now.
Paul, wait. I am only giving you emphasis for you to know that Onyema is only a businessman that will only cry because his business has hooked him here. When the business is good now, he will not come out and tell you anything that Nigeria is not good. He's only deceiving you. He's deceiving himself, thinking he's deceiving us. Abeg leave am. Make you hear wetin go wan tell you. To tell you that what is his name? He was mocking and laughing. Where is Ojukwu? He should come. He said he should fight till last blood. Do you know why he was saying it? He was not satisfied in killing Biafrans.
No, he's not satisfied.
He was never. His desire is that he will wipe out all the Biafrans. So his desire was his intention was that Ojukwu should remain and fight while he killed the innocent Biafrans. While Ojukwu and the soldiers were there, Gowon was not fighting the army. Gowon was fighting the innocent civilians, women and children, killing them with helicopter, killing them with Tokona jet, killing them with soldiers. Listen to him. Tell Ojukwu, come back.
Where on earth will you line up little children, male of age 2, age 3, age 4 and 5 and going forward? You line them up and then open fire on them, then you call it war. Are you fighting war with little children?
War.
That is not
It's
war.
coming to pray.
That is genocide. So he was not fighting war. That is why, with the way BBC and Premium Times of London, UK was helping them. UK was helping them. UK now made sure the propaganda leaflet that was unleashed was covering the international media from seeing and getting the real news. So Gowon was happy emancipating the genocide. That is why in this very video, Gowon was now saying, where is Ojukwu? He should have continued now so that he will be seeing the dead bodies of his children piled up. Because he knows UK was already doing the work for him with the propaganda, making the international community to see that it is the Biafran people that are doing the bad thing. To the extent that the body that was like the United Nations was about to plunge into action, but UK told them, you don't have to put your hand in anything. We are in charge and we are going for peace. That is the propaganda that was going on. Whereas more weapons were being supplied. Gowon was enjoying himself. Enjoying. When you listen to this video, you see everything on his face. Then they are telling me you want to go for prayer. You want to go to do prayer on the dead bodies of the innocent children that he massacred in broad daylight? No.
Let's go.
Was it because he was a coward? Was it because he felt that he stood in the way?
See how he's laughing. Just look at how he's laughing.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. The foreign press that seem to know him better than we do, than I do, seem to give him all sort of excellent quality, so much above, in fact, than the rest of us. Ojukwu, the gallant chap who said, "I will fight to the last man, and I will be the last one, that will fall." What a pity! How are the mighty fallen, and in such a cowardly way. If he has done a Hitler, probably we could have thought, in fact, he is at least a man of courage. He didn't do a Hitler. Hitler took a poison, died, and ordered his body to be burned up. At least because he had, he knew what he has done. Ojukwu ran away and left these poor people that he has led into such, suffering, such, abject position. Just left them, and now probably because with the money he has amassed outside, I suppose he will go and live in joy and plenty. Well, I hope he will enjoy the rest of his life. I hope his conscience will, will allow him to rest. God knows. If at all, those who are supporting Ojukwu allow him to really get away with what he has done to his people, to Nigeria, to Africa, then I think they need to examine their conscience. And honestly, I have got no faith in such people.
You've now inherited the responsibility for an untold number of new refugees, many of them starving. Are you going to allow organizations that have been helping Biafra, like Joint Church Aid, to continue flying in supplies under your supervision?
As you know me, I always tell what I feel.
So, which people is he calling Nigeria that Ojukwu has offended? Is it the Biafran that he killed? He's calling Nigeria that they will be disappointed about what Ojukwu did to Nigeria. Who are the Nigerians? Is it not Biafran that he went to massacre? I don't understand this one.
He just, you see, what he's doing is like trying to shift everything to Ojukwu, every blame. He is painting Ojukwu black before the world, because
why is he saying that Ojukwu will regret what he did to the people of Nigeria? Did Ojukwu kill any Nigeria, or did he?
That is why I brought this in, so that we go see who Gowon is. Look at him, very angry, bitter, wicked person speaking. When you see him, you see evil speaking. He was never satisfied on the number of innocent children and the women he killed. The original plan was that Ojukwu would remain while he wipe away every Biafran.
Yes. This is annoying. So he said that Ojukwu left the innocent children behind and exposed their life to danger.
That he should have committed suicide and die. Because anybody that forgive Ojukwu, that person should blame his conscience. That person should look at himself and they watch himself and
Yeah,
they
but
find out if he's okay. That Ojukwu should not be forgiven.
can you imagine? But at the first instance, who want to force himself to be part of Nigeria at that then? Are we not trying to say we want to be ourselves? We don't want to be. But it was yesterday that I was meditating. What caused this war? Why these people are against Igbo? If they say they hate Igbo, why don't? Because after I listened to Michael Zokome, I pondered to myself. I just calm down, think. They don't want Igbo, and you are fighting Igbo, but let them go. You don't want them to go. Let them be to feel the national belonging. You don't want them to feel any national belonging to, to acquire any sensitive position in the country that you want to inhabit them, and you want them to be killed. And yet you are blaming Ojukwu that he exposed innocent children. How did Ojukwu expose innocent children? Ojukwu want to preserve the innocent children and the children unborn, and you are putting all the whole blame after your massacre. My brother, this man.
Make him go home now. Make him go home. Yes, Eleanor, I see you, my dear. I see you. Make him go home. Who have anything to say? Make him say. Because I think we don't try 3.5 hours.
There was a news saying that King Charles has been summoned to apologize for genocide. I saw that news today, and I put it on my community page on YouTube.
Who is summoning him?
The international community. Let me bring it up now.
If you apologize, listen, me, I'm not interested in apologizing. Let them do the right thing. If you apologize, the 6 million people they killed, are they coming back to life?
No. It was on Telegram. The UK Telegram said King Charles has been called on to apologize for British genocide and colonization by indigenous leaders from 12 Commonwealth countries ahead of the coronation this weekend. So it's like it has become an open eye. In fact, let me say this thing, any IPOB member worldwide should just beat his chest that we have done a lot. If not this media revolution that we are doing, this kind of news will not pop up. I'm telling you, it will not pop up. It will be seen that nobody will even care about who was killed and where British people committed the genocide. You understand me? So it has been an eye-opener. Or I go on Mazda 55 Vision.
Yeah, you know, this news you bring out now, a lot of people might not understand what it means for international community to summon Prince Charles to come out and make a place an apology. Britain has committed the world crime, and they named it diplomatic way of life. That is where they created this vocabulary, diplomatic movement. No, many people will not understand what it takes the international communities to summon Prince Charles to come out and apologize, to place an apology. Because when you place an apology, it means that you have accepted guiltiness. And according to what you have just said here, the impact we are making, the progress we are making, creating Nigeria, Biafran government in exile, having our prime minister also has a link and a connection to this news you bring out today. This kind of news is some kind of news we have to bring up and tear the book, because this is a folio. But you just read the headline. You read the headline, but what is inside the folio? So any day, maybe our prime minister may have time to tear the folio of this thing. When they tell you what is behind coming out to apologize, then you will see the name of Igbo people there. You will see how Britain destroyed Nigeria, that place. You will see where it linked concerning this Biafran government in exile today and the division of Nigeria. because there is no way the Prince Charles now will come and place an apology without apologizing to Biafrans. This is a very mighty subject. Any day, maybe another day we have time, we will be tearing this thing. If you read it down, you will see all they are going to apologize to. Because Britain is the head of all the crime all over the world. They colonize people and take away their mineral resources. And the time has come. If Britain did not go out of the European Union, nobody will ask them now to come and apologize. Now they pull themselves out of the European Union. They say they are going to face their countries which they colonize. Now the thing hold them on their neck, on the truth. Now they have come now, they have been summoned to come and apologize. So if we go inside these details, Biafrans will be jubilating. So thank you.
You're welcome. We'll go back to you.
We don't need to be dragging this. We are making waves. We are shaking the world. You think what we are doing is just only for Zoo? Even America, they are scared of us. Even that Britain, before Prince Charles start rendering the apology, we don't need the apology. Just let Biafra go. Pharaoh, let my people go. That is it. We don't care about your apology. Your mother and your ancestors and whoever have dealt with us enough. Because the Fulani cannot do anything without the British. I swear to God. They know. They want to apologize for what? For killing almost 10 million Biafrans and the target 3 million. Who counted it? Who is that person that was there when they were counting it? Is it unborn babies? Is it pregnant mothers? Which one? Or is it the children you saw in the aircraft? They pack them like sardines, throw them in many countries. That's why everywhere you see a black man, whether in America, anywhere, their DNA must be from our side. It must be Biafra. They have killed us enough. We are not interested in the apology. He should keep his apology and look for a way to let our people go. We need freedom. We don't need apology. Apology cannot bring the people that died in Ihamufu. The 10 million or be 5 million Biafran children. The pregnant mothers. What kind of apology is that? The apology where it offer. And I don't like that thing they are playing. It's enough. Enough. Because that person is not my brother. It's not my sister. It's not your brother. Pastor Van brother. That's why they remove history from Nigerian schools. That is a Fulani agent.
They are not dealing with the wrong generation. They are dealing with the wrong generation now. You have, when you want to place an apology, listen, let us get something here. When you want to place an apology, you are presenting all the crime you have committed. Yeah, they call it understanding your crime, accepting your crime, presenting the crime. This is the crime and this is how I commit it. Then it depends on the person which you wronged to accept or to say, okay, now you know you have done all this thing. This thing belongs to me. You took it away from me. Now you have accepted. Give me back what you take away from me. That is what they are talking about. When these Europeans play you with one side, try to learn how they play you and play them the same game. You understand? Any day someone will analyze this thing and tell you what that apology stands for. Because apology is, you have wronged me. I say, yes, I wronged you because I took your thing by force. And this is your thing. I am sorry for taking it. This is what is apology. This is what apology is all about. Apology is a diplomatic word. It's not like apology in Nigeria, that Buhari will kill people openly. He is going, Nnamdi Kanu is inside the SA dungeon. He know he can remove him. He is going. He say those people he has offended. They should forgive him. This is not. Have we forgiven Buhari? But we are capturing all these things they are doing, making it go viral. People who don't understand what it means and how to capture people when they say, yes, we apologize. This is what we are doing. Buhari have placed apology. Have we forgiven him? Let him come and do his own. They are the armor of Fulani. Let him come and do his own, because these are the processes. Our prime minister is pushing. He is pushing, and we are receiving news. For me, we have just received a powerful news. That is how I understand it. Yeah, someone, Florence here said it is an acceptance of our request for freedom. Accept it. Place apology. Give us our Biafra back. That is what we are talking about here, because we are holding them in a dangerous position.
Yeah, but we are not going to ask for this Biafra to give us Biafra. It's not by begging. I'm telling you, if we continue to beg them, they will not look at us. I'm telling you that they are there to just decimate Igbo race, and they finish everything they have. Even said the decision of that war, I think, which interview I heard, someone was telling Gowon to go to march down to the Biafra land and crush the whole Igbo. As someone said, no, let's not go and crush them, let's negotiate. Who was saying that? In one interview, I can't remember again. So what Gowon mean for Igbo is just to crush them. That's what Gowon mean. It doesn't mean there to go and fight, because if you remember, there was a newspaper in the zoo as at 1967, either 66 or 67, that where Gowon was saying if Igbo venture or try to secede, that he will create a core state. What is core state? Core state is like creating rivers, creating cross river, creating Bayelsa, creating Akwa Ibom, creating delta. That is core state. So Gowon just mean to scatter Igbo, that he failed to crush, but he decided to create a core state. That's where a core state came into play. But his determination was to go and crush all of the Biafran states. Someone told him, no, don't go. Let's negotiate. So on the process of negotiation, he came up with the idea. I think it was one of the British ambassadors in Lagos told him, look at what you will do to conquer these people. Just split them and you will conquer, just divide them, you will conquer them. So it was that template Fulani copied from Gowon and use it to conquer Igbo up to today. This is the half template. They are using it to conquer us. And to conquer us, they must find someone who is a saboteur among us. Somebody like the father of Nyanwodo was used to conquer us. So the enemy within us are the ones who betrayed Ojukwu, who frustrated the freedom of Biafra at that war. If not this people, can you imagine the war they said they would defeat Biafra in 3 months, lasted for 3 years? Eh? Did we not try? We tried. Thank you.
There were no much. We don't try. Una know who they here na lion.
Hey.
I don't even know say somebody did there. I know they call your name, just make you are welcome. Now every the only thing where I go talk.
Mention your name.
Ụmụnne m ekele m unu. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. This is a live presentation, of course, you all know, because you've been here, you've been watching. I'm just joining the studio right now. So I'm going to just sit back and watch what you guys are doing, and then we'll hit the ground running. I see you all. I see you, Biafra Voice 247. I see you, Pastor Vam. I hail you. Onwubiko, I see you. Akparawa Sonny, I see you all. Biafra Battle Cry TV, I see you. My beloved sister, Obi Biafra, I see you. I greet all of you now. I greet all of you now.
Yes, we hear your greeting, but you never introduce yourself. Just do that your introduction. Just do
They
that
know
thing. I
now.
don't come today. Say anything where I get you go teach me that thing. Just introduce yourself first.
They know now. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. This is your brother Ordinanwa. And of course, I am speaking live and direct from the studio of Biafra Unite channel / television. We are live and direct right here in the studio. Thank you, my brothers. We move.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Biafra Unite. Biafra Unite, thank you.
Long time, my brother.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah. Thank you.
No,
Yes, my brother. We move.
Okay. I beg you, the microphone they open. Who want talk? Make it talk anything we want talk because and the Biafrans, the microphone is still open to you all. You have anything to say? If you have anything against this sit at home, now we are looking for people that have something against the sit at home because it's like everybody is accepting it. But that minute now you will see some non-living organisms begin to tell you Mazen Nandikalo has cancelled sit at home. Mazen Nandikalo can never cancel the sit at home that is for his freedom. Make we get them clear. Make we understand them now. So anyway, and I know they talk too much. We are here. The mic is open, my brothers.
You know, the truth is that when they are doing this thing, they think that we are not smart. They think we do not know that everything that the zoo is doing is to, use all these politicians and all these Ohaneze and all the rest of them to deceive you. Where's this voice coming from? To deceive you to feel that they are concerned about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu knows the people that are concerned for him. He knows the people that are really fighting for his freedom. Because all they want to do is to make you feel that we are concerned about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Then you will slow down. Yeah, after all, why are they calling for sit at home now? Shebi Iwanya have said they should release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Why are they calling for sit at home now? Shebi Soludo have interfered. Since Soludo interfered, what else have he done? Shebi he went there to see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and he came back and said, I will take care, I will be caretaker, release him to me. Did they release him to Soludo? Then what other effort did he make again? All the people that have spoken, Sote Mbazulike spoke, Sote, they ignore him. Elder statesman, he died. Even from the grave, he's still calling, and they ignore him. You want us to keep quiet and allow them to, we are talking about it, lie. We are going to increase the momentum. This sit at home, that is a, we must intensify. Right now, thank God our Prime Minister have, come out with the latest now. If you are Biafran and you see the wear khaki, you are just wishing yourself something else. So only you know what you are wishing yourself. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. You put it is Biafra or every living thing will forget their life.
Okay, and they will somebody want to speak to us here. My dear, go on.
Hello, my great warriors, my great media warriors. Nado, I greet you, Dogo, I'll be one name. Biafra Unite, is this you?
It's me, my sister.
Oh my God, it's amazing to hear your voice once more. 555 Vision.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Song.
Thank you.
Biafra battle cry. Pastor Vam Vam Vam.
Yeah, well,
One
I greet you, Alenora.
Yes, so Alenora speaking, talking, Lobe.
Okay, it's another.
Yes.
Is that my own Alena Okoro?
I want to know now my voice, Alenora. Guess who voice you know, man?
Hey, yeah. It's been a long time, my dear sister. Jai, jai, jai. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow.
Our greatest gift in this situation with our leader, Mazenam Kanu, is this See, those who like Biafra, those who love us, those who sympathize with us, and those who hate us, they understood one word: sit at home.
Point.
It does not matter if they supported or not. It doesn't matter if they accept should go or not. But you see this sit at home. We need them because that is our weekly voice that keeps Mazinam the Kanu safe. We have been able to come this far. We have few more hurdles to go, but we will get there eventually. We can't get money. We get that is where no person can tell me anything otherwise. Biafra must be.
Bam. Otua.
And we will go and we will move and we will excel and we will show our light to the world. We are a beacon. There is a reason Ejama Osisipu Mporoma Okute. It is because the fruits are exceedingly beautiful. Biafrans are beautiful. Another person can talk of their own, but this one that I know of, we are beautiful.
Bam.
The bad ones amongst us, at the end of the day, they file into shape because poverty changed them into being what or what not. But at the end of the day, when they are comfortable, you see them, they stop all their shenanigans and we go home. So thank you guys for being who you are. I appreciate all your efforts, your commitment, your resilience, and thanks to Biafrans who have stood the test of time. When we told them that it is Biafra or nothing, they will come and tell us one name. They will come and try to change the other way. We stay where we maintain. We are here. We go nowhere. No leave, no transfer, no surrender, no retreat. Ahead, we move. Thank you all, everybody, and may God keep blessing you and all your families in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Now, ask no do go up to life.
Immediately. Then
I see comments. I can't check. Is here? Can't check. Come on.
This
Check.
one
Yeah. I want to chip in something.
No, go on.
Before has to confirm if our PM is live already.
I am on it.
Okay. I actually want to chip in there. I'm going to be very, very brief. Very simple. I understand what is going on. I understand every single thing and all the movement that we have been taking. I want to say on September 17, 2021, we were live on interview. There's a very important question that I asked him. since things are going this way, and we have all seen the sabotage in Biafra agitation since our leader was kidnapped and renditioned to the zoo, what are we going to, what is the fate of man? How can we rescue Nnamdi Kanu from the lion's den? Simon Ekpa is saying that the only, as in, there are no two ways about it. The only way leader will be is through what we are doing, through our resilience, through our agitation, through fight. I said, okay. This is what we are doing today. Fighting on ground and our protest. And our protest is the question I asked Mazi Simon Ekpa still remains empty today. How do we rescue Nnamdi Kanu? And only way, because that time, what's the name? Hazendibo with the what do they call it? Political solution. And the criminals that we have expelled in IPOB carried mantra immediately. Everywhere on social media, they were gallivanting all over the places, shouting solution. They even went ahead to, and the meaning of political solution on. But I got the full information from insider what they want to achieve with that useless political solution. So the interviewing Mazi Simon Ekpa, I asked him that very all-important question. The only way is through what we are doing. Now, that brings to the current situation today. We are talking about the zoo. We are talking about, we are not talking about the Western world. We are talking about a particular animal kingdom. Bees habit. People who do not know what it means, who do not know the meaning of it and life. That is the problem we have with this zoo. So when we touch on this, they mowed us down. They destroyed us. They finished us up. They killed our youths. And do you think our fools are watching on the street today with zombies? We are not cowards. We are beings, and we wish to live. We want to live. It is quite disheartening to see our youths be on the street of Aba, on the street of Owerri and the Enugu State and the Ebonyi. So we have to strategize. How do we do this? We said sit at home is the best way to protest. Because this one, they won't see anybody to maul on the street. They cannot come in the house and kill me sitting at. They can't do that. But when they see you on the street, they fire you. And this strategy is working magic. It's even more effective than protest. Because this one ground every single thing. the useless economy, they are talking about everything completely. Because when you're in the street, the government may get, if they used to get 3 million per day, for example, when you march on the streets, they can 2 million. But when you grant everything completely, everywhere is deserted, they get nothing. Not only that, that proves to the world these people have lost the legitimacy as the governors or the government officials or the people are in charge of activities or everything on in this land, that the people have taken their destinies, so they are to even world. They are none of these imbecilic animals parading themselves as in the land, the Biafran land today should remain there. With shame. So what do we have to do? We must continue. Let me say this before out. Continuity is the most important aspect to success in life. I repeat, continuity is the most important aspect to success in life.
Exactly.
When you are doing something and you give up along the line, maybe you think, oh, this thing is working. Oh, this thing is not yielding any good fruit. Oh, this thing is not helping the matter. I want to assure you that you have failed.
Complete.
If you want to get the benefit, you want to reap the fruit of your labor, to gain, you want to profit, you want to, see the benefit of sweat, of all the suffering, all the long suffering, you must keep being. You must continue until you get your final destination. Failure to do that, you have failed. Between 8th and the 11th of this month, we are going to come our demand once again for the release of Mazen Nnamdi. Any other voice coming on social media or any radio whatsoever to say something, then that voice is a voice of an enemy of Biafran people. That voice is a voice of an enemy of Mazen Nnamdi. You, my people.
Thank you very much. Biafra Unite. God bless you. We'll go take up the mic and summarize if our Prime Minister is online so that we can see if we can end up this one and start the one of Prime Minister because this one has already elapsed 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, we are rounding up already. Whether Prime Minister is coming or not coming, we've tried. The 4 hours no day here. So Biafra Unite, our brother, you are highly welcome. We still love you. That love still remains. We never change them. The love never change. So you are welcome once again. And
thank you.
And Biafra, so now don't hear them from our brother, the Biafran, the Biafra Unite. But I can't see anything like a Mazi Simon Egba online. I can only see the video we played now, I believe. This video of the coup, the first coup of Ali Shukumazo. I think who sees where what is Simon Egba playing if he's live? Because me, I can't see anything. Okay, it's like he's come like through.
I think I see it. Tassin News is playing it.
He is starting. Okay, dear friends, we have to end this program here. and now to be able to join Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister again. So I beg, make we no begin to say goodbye because he go take our time already. He's already online. Make we move.
Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander, 56th Brigade, Nkedina Lochukwu, Simon Oke Miline Buokwe, Simon, Okuna Bozala, Simon Bo, Atakata Boisia. Hey! Lieutenant Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander, 56th Brigade, Nkedina Lochukwu, Simon Oke Miline Buokwe, Simon, Okuna Bozala, Simon Bo, Atakata Boisia. Hey! Lieutenant Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander, 56th Brigade, Nkedina Lochukwu, Simon Oke Miline Buokwe, Simon, Okuna Bozala, Simon Bo, Atakata Boisia. Hey! Lieutenant